Sorry, I'm late. Goddamn. I have a whole bunch of shit. I ain't even get undressed. Sorry. God damn it. I ain't even have time to get all nice and comfortable undressed. It is what it is. You get to see me how I go outside today. You get to see how I look when I go outside and I do what I gotta do. It ran a little late today, so hey, I don't get to dress in my normal comfortability. Goddamn. I'm feeling a little jazzy today. Whatever, Davey. Let me find out what's up. Good day, everyone. How are y'all doing today? What's up, Miss Jalen, Davey Dix, Genesis? What up with y'all? Y'all know what it is. Hey, I ran in here, so I was a little late. I apologize. But this is still the Wildest Wake Up Show. Welcome to the show. I'm your host, Sharon Bracey, and every single day we rebel against remedial rhetoric. And today will be no different. Absolutely not. And you know, like always, we open up the doors to let people come in and have a conversation with us, Pink. But you cannot just go say anything you want. You cannot just regurgitate information that you heard. You're gonna have to substantiate it. We're gonna challenge your thoughts, goddamn. You can't just get away with things. What up, A-Dub? Jay Villa. Thank you, Dawn. I appreciate you. Man, I just want to give a shout out to Mark Lamont. He did a great job the other day. What's up, Darius? Good day to you. He did a good job the other day over on Piers Morgan show. Have y'all seen it? Maybe we should review it today. I don't know. Did y'all see the craziness with this trad wife content creator? That shit was crazy to me. I was surprised at Piers Morgan for trying to incite some kind of, it was wild. Keisha, what's up, Keisha? Yeah, Keisha, yeah. Thank you, Reese. I appreciate that. Nate see me. I lost Nate. Nate see me. Thank you, Nate. So I just thought it was wild to see it, because Piers Morgan, he is a international television show, but he run panels the same way how we run panels. And on that panel, it got wild and crazy, just like it was one of ours. This is how we know we're doing the right things, and people keep trying to, fight us up and act like we ain't doing content and all these other things, blah, blah, blah. However, this is the quickest and fastest way where we can get in contact instead of always everything being in studio, paying for plane tickets and chauffeurs and all those things. Hey, get in front of a screen and we can have a conversation. So they was having a conversation about this whole Shiloh situation. And I thought it was pretty interesting that somebody had the audacity to say these, like how we were saying earlier, say these quiet things out loud. It's like, I don't know. Welcome to America. The remix. When you can call a 5-year-old black child the N-word, get caught on camera, and somehow walk away with 700,000 now. It's up to like 700,000 in donations. That's right. Shiloh Hendrix, right? The woman who decided that a toddler's diaper bag dispute was worth dropping racial slurs, has raised more money than most people in a lifetime, right? So let's break this down. She gets filmed calling a child a racial slur, doubles down on it, flips on the man recording her, and then wait for it, claims she's the victim, says she's being harassed, says she needs to relocate. And what happened next? People start throwing money like she just won the lottery, where it is difficult for me to just get a goddamn like and a damn share. Royce, I apologize. Yeah, the video is on YouTube. Y'all want me to play it? What, Davey? That's crazy. Absolutely, you should have. All right, I'll go find the video. Y'all know, hopefully nothing, you know how it is on these damn YouTube streets. It get dangerous. But yes, I will find a video that we could play, so this way we could all break it down together and see what the hell is going on. Davey Dick says she's been around for a while talking crazy. This is my first time seeing her. Woo, Mel says she could hardly watch it. Had her blood boiling. It was sickening. It was crazy. What you talking about, Joy? And let's talk about where the money is coming from, right? It's not just random donation. It's a movement. We know that for a fact. We see it. Shout out to the Cash App. It says, play it. God damn it. We don't want to hear your ass talk. All right. Thank you so much. I appreciate you. I really do. Thank you. It's not just random donations. This is a movement for sure, man. Like, it's a movement of people who see her as some kind of a model for free speech. Is the crazy part, because apparently in 2025, being racist is a business model. That's the crazy part about it. You goddamn right. Bean pies taste delicious, L. What you mean, Joy, is a movement for the justice system as well? Corinne, what they mean by that? That's interesting. So yeah, it's a movement, and like, you know, they trying to use her as some kind of martyr, which is the crazy part. And like, being racist now is starting to really transform. At least being racist towards a certain demographic is starting to turn to a business model. And let's hold up. So it gets better. So over on the Piers Morgan show, we got Davey Dick said he knows her. Lily Gaddis, right? She is a self-proclaimed triad wife influencer. I believe that's what she is. And she's defending Hendrix. Shiloh Hendrix, she's defending her. She's some kind of First Amendment warrior. Literally, she is defending Shiloh like she's some kind of First Amendment warrior. She straight up says she supports hate speech because she's white. This is what she said. She said she is supporting her hate speech because she is white. And then when Piers asks her if she uses the N-word herself on a day-to-day basis, she doesn't hesitate. She says, yes, absolutely, I use it in my day-to-day. When are you using it? Hey, Natasha. Pax, who you marrying? Pax, this can't, well, I mean, clearly you don't have no problem using the word neither. I just don't understand, where are you using this word so much? One man's hate is another man's poetry is crazy. That is wild and ridiculous. Oh, we're going to open up the panel today. We're going to have the conversation. But that is wild and... Thank you, Miss Vincent. I appreciate you. That's just wild to me, to be honest with you. I think hate speech is not freedom of speech. No, absolutely not. That's crazy. Can we just like pause for like a brief small history lesson? Like this isn't like, so like this isn't new, right? America has a long tradition of rewarding racism. Has a long tradition it has a long tradition of rewarding racism, from segregationists getting book deals to white supremacists getting speaking tours. There's always been this market for hate, but now we've got crowdfunding platforms turning bigotry into a side hustle. GoFundMe versus Give Send Go, because while Hendrix is ranking in the cash on Give Send Go, right? The NAACP set up a GoFundMe for the child's family, and guess what? It raised $340,000 before being shut down. Yeah, it raised $340,000 before being shut down. So that means this one racist topic pushed out $1 million in revenue. Clearly, right? She got 700, they raised 300, over 300 before it got shut down. And it's because the family wanted privacy. The family did not want to turn their pain into a spectacle. Meanwhile, Hendrix is out here raising her goal up to $1 million. She said, I want $1 million by my damn self. Talking about how she's never felt so scared, yet reassured. Scared? Scared? Lady, the 5-year-old verbally attacked is the one who should be scared. Man, it's just wild. It's just wild to me, to be honest. I don't know. So what's the takeaway here? That racism is profitable. That hate speech is now a brand. That America will always find a way to protect whiteness at all costs. These are all questions, right? Maybe. That's a question. Is racism profitable? That's a question. Answer that question. Is racism profitable? Bunker, you are not going to make easy work of this. You're going to get cooked up today. I promise you that. Don't worry, I'm going to drop it very soon, too. I'm about to drop the link very soon. Make sure y'all hitting that link and make sure y'all hitting that goddamn share button. Bubba, what? I mean, according to the military, Bubba, yes. What you mean? Bubba, how you think the military make their money? How does the military make its money? Yes, it is profitable. Duh. It's craziness. So, okay, y'all don't want to answer that question. How about this question? Is hate speech now a brand? How about answer that question? Put a 1 in the chat for yes, hate speech is a brand. Put a 2. No, hate speech is not a brand. Let me hear. Let me see. Reed says yes, hate speech is a goddamn brand. That's crazy. What, Imperius? That's craziness. This is the big disconnect that we're having. People are not recognizing what is hate speech and what is not. Oh, this is going to be, yeah. Don't worry, I'm going to drop that link. As soon as y'all get the goddamn like button up, as soon as y'all get the goddamn share button up, let's get it together. Make sure you goddamn tag me. It's insane how we don't just want to hit the like and share, and we here rocking out with each other all day, every day, and we intermingle with each other every day. We should be easily something as free as hitting the freaking like button and hitting the damn share button. We should be spamming it out because we are going to be here. Because guess what? You sharing it out when you come on the panel is also sharing yourself out. Hey, I'm about to hit the panel and cook up Sharon Bracey or the Wildest Wake Up Show in a second and share it out. It is that simple. I feel you, Davey. I don't even want to talk about it, Davey, because I'm scared. But let's go next. We ain't bothering them. That little black boy didn't bother nobody, Reese. What do you mean? This is the problem. You're a black man. All you gotta do is press @ and then once you press @ and then you start typing in the name, it'll pop right up. All you gotta do is type @ and then TH, and then it'll just pop right up after that. It'll pop up right after that. Okay, so we agree that it is a new brand. And my next question is this. America will always find a way to protect whiteness at all costs? Yes or no? Will America find a way to protect whiteness at all costs? Yes or no? No, I gotta put, I'm put a poll up. Let me see. Y'all pissing me off. Y'all pissing me off today. Let me put a poll up. How about that? And so this isn't about one woman at a playground. This is the most important part that people need to understand. This is not just about one woman at a playground. This is about who gets punished and who gets paid. And if history has taught us anything, it's the wrong people getting the checks. It's the wrong people getting the likes and the shares. Oh, it's a horrible thing, basically, when people are profiting off of hatred. It is a horrible thing. Trust and believe. It is a horrible thing. We can't keep allowing this. If we're going to move as a people, as being American, we cannot keep trying to profit off of hating each other. That's not a good look. Hit that like button, the share button. That's a good look. Tag me. Tell me how you about to hit that link, and hopefully you can come up and we can have a honest and conversation. So what I'm going to do is I'll drop the link and see like people want to have a conversation about it, speak their minds. Let's keep it respectful. Let's do our best not to cuss each other out by using profanity as much as we possibly can. We all grown, so I'm not going to just, However, I want us to try to keep it as a conversation, please. That's the most important thing. It's not about if I agree with you or disagree with you. It's about us getting our points of view without harming the other person. Because this is the issue that I have with Piers Morgan, and that's what the issue Mark Lamont had with Piers Morgan on that show. Because Piers Morgan was trying to bait Liddy Gaddis to say the word on the show, while he being the only black man on the show. Because we know that's Sudanese guy, he doesn't consider himself black. That's why whenever he's talking about black culture, black issues, he's always saying they this or these people. He doesn't say we. So we know he doesn't agree with being a black man. So with Mark Lamont being the only black man on that panel that night, Piers Morgan was trying to push her to say the N-word on live television. This is why hate is starting to be profitable, because we know what that would have done. And I'm glad Mark Lamont, he did jump up and buck up at the system and said, no, Piers, you are not going to let this woman just jump up on the screen and say the N-word and talk bad about me and have me feel like I'm being attacked, racially slurred. And I think we need to have an understanding about this as well. Just because, like, it doesn't mean because somebody of a that have the caucasity to say something like this, it doesn't mean that, oh my God, I'm actually hurt, like it's a bullet wound or stab wound or it's physical. No, it's the blatant disrespect that no other group is done this way. If a Jewish man was on a panel and somebody have some racial slurs, they are not going to say, hey, I dare you to say that racially slur against this group of people while they're on a panel. It's not going to happen. It's not. So it's not about it being physically hurting you or something like that. It is about the blatant disrespect that now that y'all want to put that blatant disrespect on television nationwide. This ain't just a American TV show. No, this was a global television show. So yes, I believe Mark did the right thing by jumping up and being animated enough to let Piers Morgan know, like, hey, no, this is not acceptable for you to antagonize this white woman to say the N-word live on air while I'm on the show. Sorry, it's not happening anymore. You don't deserve to say these things to me. Thank you so much. Shout out to the Cash App. Thank you so much, beautiful. Oh, man, I really appreciate that. It says, good day and peace. And you know, over a certain amount, you get a certain video. Thank you so much. I appreciate it. Thank you. I really appreciate that. Thank you. Hope y'all appreciate it too. Any super chat over $50 or more, that's what you get. You get it right in your face. Really, that's what we on today. God damn it. Look at Piers trying to prove how hate speech is. This is crazy. Like, I do not understand for the life of me, why do you get off on trying to antagonize people in a hateful way? Why you cannot just be a regular person? Chicago Rilla! You feel me? Rilla, you feel me? You know what I'm saying? And this idea that there's no such thing as hate speech is crazy. Hey, Otis who, leave my baby alone. She's going through a thing right now, okay? So here's the problem with a lot of people. They think because something make you feel bad, that means that it's not hate. No, it doesn't have anything about making me feel bad. Making me feel bad doesn't make it hate speech or not. What makes it hate speech is because you are dehumanizing me. That's number one. Number two, it can incite violence against somebody else, right? Because you've seen that this lady at the park, she incited violence on a 5-year-old because you don't believe in hate speech. That's where is the BS. So it's not about making somebody feel good. And I don't know why that part is missed so quick, fast, and often. It's about the things that it can incite later on down the road. And the fact that people acting as if they don't understand this as grown men, as grown women, is mind-boggling to me. But yet we are all in agreement, I guess, with gender banging. You know what? They saying there's no such thing as hate speech. I want to see where is your proof. We are going to have a conversation. I'm not even going to waste no more time. I'm going to drop the link. I'm going to see if I can find the video as well. I'm going to see if I can find a shorter version of the video as well, too, because I believe it was like an hour long. So there you go. The link is dropped. Put your camera on. Hit that like button. Hit that share button. Let's have a conversation. Let's try to keep the profanity down as much as we can. I just want to get our points of view on. You better not be pushed out no remedial rhetoric, regurgitating information that you heard from somewhere else, because I'm going to cook it up. I'm going to cook it up. My guy's here already. You can't put your camera on. You use EB. You probably driving, because I know you usually have your camera on when you get ready. Woo! Okay, lady. All right, I see you, babe.
What's up, man?
What's up, baby?
This is amazing. This is amazing. Yeah. 60 years of hearing Snow Roach, how you're a colonizer, how you're terrible, how you killed the planet, white people are so terrible. And the moment that someone calls a little black kid the N-word in a park, y'all want to talk about humanitarianism. I'm so tired of this shit. It's crazy.
How was that crazy? So you don't think
No, because you want to dehumanize, right, an entire group of people for 60 years because of something their ancestors did. But then the moment that they start saying, all right, screw it, right? I'll keep it PC for you. I won't say any F-bombs for you. But all right, screw it. I'm done caring. Now we're dehumanizing. Now, what is dehumanizing about the N-word?
Every last bit of it, because it is used as a descriptor to make us look like we are less than a man.
No.
That's the problem.
No. It's a descriptor as someone that is a very not intelligent man.
Okay, so that's fine, right? So that's the literal definition. So now what about that little boy says that?
It's not even about the little boy, I'm being honest with you. Be honest with you. And by the way, Lily Phillips has said the N-word before. Fun fact.
She said what?
Lily Phillips has said the N-word before, by the way. And by the way, I would.
She admitted it. She
admitted
that she used it on today.
I was in a call with her when she did, bro. Anyways. I'm tired, bro. I'm tired. Listen. This is white fatigue, man. I'm tired. I'm tired of acting like this sort of racial hatred can only go one way. Okay, you want to talk about money? You want to talk about business?
So the reason why it's only going one way is because one side is destroying things for the other side to progress.
What are you talking about?
So first of all, black folks don't stop white people from doing anything. Besides, we're trying to get them to, instead of in today's time, we say, hey, stop using that word against us to make us dehumans.
Hey,
stop
did you know
doing that against us?
Hey, did you know? Fun fact, by the way. Let's do a history. Let's do a history lesson. Oh, you said you guys don't stop us from doing anything. Let's do a history lesson, right? Let's do a history lesson, okay? All right, let's look at NASA when we were doing space travel, right? When we were trying to take the human race off of planet Earth. Guess who was out there protesting in the streets? Look it up. Guess who's out there protesting in the streets saying, well, this money can go towards our community. Guess who was? So yeah, directly stopping the progression of society because you wanted more Gibbs. I'm tired of acting like this isn't a reoccurring thing, right? If we're going to have open racism, it needs to go both ways. How many hoteps, right? How many times does a hotep have to call me a snow roach or a colonizer or some derogatory term?
Only bad
saying,
when they do it. It's only bad when we do it.
It's only bad when we do it, bro. It's
only
bad when we
do
it.
Okay,
it's
so
only bad when we do it. It's because we're better at it.
So here's the problem. You saying that it's only bad when y'all do it. It's wild to me.
I mean, it's a fact, though. It's an open fucking fact.
Yo.
Let's try not to curse as much as we can.
But it's an open fact. My bad.
It's okay. It's okay. You know, we got thick skin over here, but I'm trying to, we trying to get things.
Hafez, you don't want any part of this today, Hafez. You don't want any part of this. Yeah, get in the bunker. Get in the bunker.
And thank you. And
this is a black on white race war. All right, we don't want no heroes.
Hold on, let me use my privilege. Goddamn, hold on 1 second. So I'm gonna preface the people that is on camera to have more conversations more. So this way I could thank you. I appreciate that, Kev. Thank you so much.
Don't
so
laugh at my head.
We're gonna go with Kev first since he was here first. We're gonna let Kev open up. Hafiz, you got it right after Kev. Go ahead.
All right, so listen, I actually agree with the other gentleman, Bumpkin, and I guess an Orthodox guy or whatever. Yo, I hear us as black folks say some of the most disrespectful stuff about white people all the time. Like, I mean, yo, if you go around to some of these panels that are on YouTube, dude, you will hear some of the most foul stuff coming out of black folks' mouth. It is sickening. And to be honest with you, I am actually glad that white people are actually standing up against this, because I don't think that it's right coming from either side. I don't think that I do not support racists. I do not like racists. But what I do support is their right to be able to say whatever they want to say. But
okay, so and before Hafiz goes, so all right, you can say what you want to say. However, do we not draw a line when it is harmful to somebody, when it could cause violence towards somebody?
Like if somebody threatens somebody or something like that, like that's what you mean?
Like the fact that using his words so openly caused this woman to violently go against a 5-year-old when that little 5-year-old was doing something normal that 5-year-olds do by snatching a toy or a bottle or something of that nature. The 5 years old.
He was going through a diaper bag. Normal 5-year-olds go through diaper bags.
Yes, that's normal.
And for one, words aren't violence.
Yes, it is. Words are violent.
No, I don't think so, Sharon.
You mean like the rape threats, the doxing, the other threats that this woman went against?
So, hold on. So, words are absolutely violent.
Okay, what's worse?
That's what called.
Okay, what's worse, the N-word or rape threats?
What is battery?
What is the legal definition of a battery?
Your microphone it didn't try to talk again.
Yeah. I apologize. I hope I'm coming through now.
That's why it's called.
No, words are not violence. Violence is violence.
Battery. So if you screaming at somebody and yelling at them with aggression, that is called battery. You can get arrested for battery. That's why it's assault and battery.
I don't know in the United States. Obviously, in the United Kingdom, we have a much worse situation.
Hold on. I got you.
Let me answer his question.
Hold on. Orthodox guy. I got you.
No, I have the definition of battery.
Okay. Hafez is talking. Let him finish his talk, and then you can correct me.
Look. The main thing I want to say, number one, no, this was not some sort of assault upon that child. The fact of the matter is that everybody out of this situation, this is a good news situation. Everybody became very rich out of doing absolutely nothing. That child isn't somehow broken. That child doesn't need therapy for the next 30 years. That child doesn't even recognize what has happened. All he knows now is that he's going to get very, very large Christmas and birthday presents in the next coming year. So he has profited from this without any actual adverse effect upon him. On the other hand, Shiloh is literally having to move her entire family out of the location that they're in because they are literally getting death threats and people are trying to find out where she lives and actually physically harm her, to do actual physical harm to someone who did no physical harm to anyone. So that's the part. The other part of this is the meta sort of aspect of this, the wider society. The fact is that black people, you don't deserve your own special word. I'm sorry, you just don't. You don't go around using a word 1,000,000 times in all sorts of art form and then get all butthurt because someone that you don't particularly like used that same word. I'm sorry, you're not that special. You're really not. And you don't get to get your own special words in the world. Words are there in the dictionary for everyone to use. If the black community didn't do what they did to Shiloh and try to destroy her, none of this would have happened. You made her a millionaire. You made her a millionaire because of what you did and your reactions to this.
So, So let's break these talking points that you have down, right? So number one, we didn't do anything. That is white nationalists and white racist people that want to support racism and
Oh no.
in America.
Oh no.
And
Oh
so
no.
this don't have anything. This don't have anything to do with black folks at all.
Nah. You think white nationalists are rich, bro? You think white nationalists are rich? You want to know who is?
Hold on, I got you. So not by themselves, but if you funnel it all into one place, then yes, you could get one degenerate white woman rich, right? Because she would have never accumulated $700,000 unless she was giving battery to a 5-year-old.
That's not battery.
And so her verbally assaulting his 5-year-old is why she got.
If it was battery, she would have got arrested because it was recorded.
Doing something that's not because she was doing something that was righteous. We all don't believe that no human being should be treating a 5-year-old this way. Are we in agreement with that? That you should be cursing out 5-year-olds? Let me get it one at a time. Bunkin, do you believe you're supposed to be cursing out a 5-year-old for going through a diaper bag, something that is normal to a 5-year-old? Yes or no?
I'm not going to give you yes or no.
Question.
I'm not going to give you yes or no today.
Okay, Mr. Seven, would you like to answer the question? Should we be screaming and yelling at 5-year-olds for going inside a diaper bag? Mr. Seven, his microphone's not working right now.
No, Sharon, I kept asking you drop the link so I can get on my computer and get off my phone.
No doubt. Gotcha. It's dropped. So Mr. Seven says no. Orthodox God, do you believe that we should be screaming and yelling at 5-year-olds for going inside a diaper bag? Yes or no?
Absolutely. It takes a village to raise children, and you should correct those children.
So now I want to make sure this is clear. You say you should be screaming at 5-year-olds. Did
she scream at him? At no time in that video was she screaming at that child. You can talk. You can say any hurtful thing in a calm voice. By the way, since you're on me, battery is defined as the intentional and unlawful physical contact with another person. Legal definition.
So what's assault?
Okay.
That's why it's assault and battery. It's one charge. Battery alone is not a charge. It's assault and battery.
Assault is defined as the intentional act that causes another person to fear immediate physical harm or offensive contact. We have words and we use them, and they have specific meanings.
I mean, if I suppose you could say the assault part could be a verbal action towards potential physical. Basically, I'm gonna come and kill you. I think that is probably
right because all of a sudden terroristic threats is not a thing now, right? So if you say you're gonna physically do something to somebody,
you didn't call it.
Okay. Well, that's God. Go ahead. You wanted to say something? Go ahead. I'm sorry. I'll cut you off. I'm sorry. Go ahead.
Say terroristic threat.
Slap the taste out of your mouth. I'd like to see you try.
Ugh.
Damn. Hi, Sharon. How you doing, man?
Did someone donate to do that, or we just do that?
Yes, somebody donated to do that. Yeah, better watch
it. Too much
I actually want a receipt.
You want to see the receipt? Okay.
I want to see the receipt.
I'm gonna pull up the receipt right now. Get Bumpkin and tell me why you believe in that as well. Go ahead. Let me pull it up for you.
All right. Was it okay?
Slap the taste out of your mouth. I'd like to see you try.
Okay, so it says, get rid of white folks. DI's over. F you.
Wow.
So there go your proof, because all of a sudden, you consider yourself white? I thought you sound.
Well, no, I'm Middle Eastern. I'm not white. I'm considered white in whoever defines me as white.
They will let me know.
Hey, Hafiz.
They will let me
I'm
know.
sure they'll let me know if I'm white enough.
Yes, they will let me know in a second if you are part of it as well. Just give them a second. They'll let me know if you're okay to have the conversation. So, right now, they didn't say nothing in the chat, so you're okay. But here's the thing. So people trying to ignore what's actually happening, right? Yes, a terroristic threat is going to be seen as an act of violence on somebody. If somebody say, hey, I'm going to do X, Y, and Z to you, people tend to use that as a threat, and it turns into physical violence after a while. So yes, your words can be violent. I want to let Marvelous Opinion get his joint in. Afro Nerd, you could jump in right after Marvelous Opinion, and we're gonna finish cooking up Hafez's talking point. Go ahead, Marvelous and Afro Nerd.
All right, quick three things. First thing is violence. The word that links all that stuff you guys together is called intimidation. So yes, intimidation. That's the word that you want to look at. Not so much violence. Intimidation is the word you want to look at for legal terms. All right, for law purposes. And then when it comes to yelling at a child, I don't think yelling in general, unless to get someone's attention for like an exigency purpose, is necessary. Main word necessary to your question. So no one should be yelling at anyone, period, in my opinion. It's just unnecessary. Then you have, what's the last thing you asked? Actually, it's more about Hafiz in your ethnicity. This is off top a little bit, but you brought it up a little bit about you being who you are. Is it true that people from, let's say, the region Middle East, right? If they wanted to apply for America and they wanted to put in the card, you know, where they were black, white, Middle Eastern, they could check off white, couldn't they?
Not really. Not in the sense of white European. We would fall. I usually fall on the other, because there is really no specific category for me. But Asian, because we're in the Asian continent, Middle Eastern. That's really it. White, we are white. I mean, I would technically, I hail, or my descendants hail from the Caucasus Mountains. The Iranians are actually the original Aryans, but we would be considered white in the sense of the ancient world. But in the modern world, it is described as a European Western, someone of Western European descent. So we don't qualify. I am very brown amongst white people, and I am very white amongst brown people.
Okay. Well, thanks, Hafiz. I just wanted to. I'll talk to you later about some other things, but thank you for enlightening me.
It's very much in the eye of the beholder, I think.
Go ahead, Afro Nerd.
Hey, man, what's up? So I find it interesting that there's confusion about what abuse is. The Catholic Church has paid out and continues to pay out hundreds of millions of dollars for abuse of children. So, but when it comes to black children, this has been studied, there's data on this to back this up. For some reason, you know, black children are adultified. They're always perceived as being older than they really are. They're pushed into adulthood real quick. So some white adult chasing a black autistic child and racially abusing this child, all of a sudden we don't know what we're looking at. And I want to mention something else, because my job here, I know I'm the quote unquote smart guy. The way I speak, I've been called a cracker, even though I went to an HBCU, and all that kind of stuff. So we black folks have issues. Hafez tapped into something we have to be clear about: the corporatization. That's the word. Some people say, what's that word? No, the corporatization of the N-word is problematic. It is global and it is confusing. However, we are not white corporations. The white corporations put the minstrel out in front to do that. When Michael Jackson used the K word, a global superstar, he was slapped back and say, you can't use that word. Meanwhile, that particular group continued to monetize your word. Let me say one more thing, and let me be very clear about this. And I want the people in the chat room, I want you to be very clear what I'm saying. Do not let people get into this conversation about false equivalencies. When they talk about, well, black folks doing this too, reverse racism. It's just racist. There's no reverse anything. It's a double standard. When you start to see that girl that was on Piers Morgan show, where she wanted to show out and she was prompted to say the N-word, right? Oh, black people are racist and all that kind of stuff. We cannot compare to their level of racism. There's a library of racism on the white side toward us. So think about, this is it, because I know some of you can't handle this. Think about minstrelsy, 1830 to the present, white chicks. No comparison. If a black man puts on whiteface, it's a one moment in time versus 300 years of blackface. I don't want to hear it. That's it.
Okay. Get Hafez, would you like to respond to that?
Just very
Slap
quickly.
the taste out of your mouth. I'd like to see you try it.
It says, drop the Arab cracker. Lord. Oh, shit. That's a 20 ball for you. And also we have...
Don't provoke me to anger, or else you'll be in danger.
Also, we have they brought themselves back.
I don't play. You guys are catching this heat today.
That's
Yeah,
that
Shannon,
white supremacist guap.
Yeah. You guys have to pay another 150 to get me off this goddamn panel today. I don't care, bro. This is wild.
I also have a question from someone that says you're avoiding them. Imperius wants to know why you're so white for avoiding him. His own words. I don't know why he called you white, but he said you're white for avoiding him.
I don't know what that means, but did y'all hear what Afro Nerd just presented about how Michael Jackson, he got reprimanded for saying the K word versus a certain demographic? So why is it that it is such a problem for Black people to start bucking up and say, hey, this word is very detrimental to us. It promotes violence against us, and this is why it is not safe for people to be using this word out in the open, because there's nothing nice about the word. It's nothing about freedom about the word. This word is rooted in slavery, not freedom of speech.
Well, see, for one, those specific tribe of people you're talking about, I don't think Black people own the systems of control in media and banking to have that power to designate a word as bad. And I think the special K word is beautiful. I think it should be spoken from on top of mountains and hills and shouted all over. Personally.
Yeah, Michael Jackson did nothing wrong by saying that, by the way.
Yeah, he did nothing wrong. Because these are just words, and they mention specific demographics. So I mean, you can call me whatever. I'm gonna pull an Omni Man. Look at what they need to match a fraction of our power.
Right. So, but the problem is that like we do agree that certain words can incite violence, correct?
I mean, if you specifically call for action of violence, yeah, specific words can. Like, I want you to go out and hurt these people.
So the only way it can act violence is if you literally say do X, Y, and Z. Otherwise than that, you cannot. Hold on. So otherwise,
not necessarily.
So otherwise than literally saying it, you saying there is no way to insinuate for somebody to do something violent towards another person.
No.
Yeah.
All right. Wait. Let me get this, Sharon. Please, let me get this. I'm helping you out real quick.
Oh.
So let's stop.
Hold on. What's wrong with racism other than Blacks in America lose from it? Because everybody's inherently racist. So what's wrong?
We can see. We don't want to go. Hold it. Let's go one topic at a time. One topic at a time. We'll go there for 1 second because this is important. Sharon has a point. If we're going to talk about how we incite violence one another, it's simple as intimidation. The fact that someone would say the N-word to me, and I can tell that something does not come out their mouth fluently, you can just say like, oh, that's a negative connotation towards me. And at the end of the day, you're using that word because you have a strong resentment towards me, which is hate. You have strong hate towards me. You're literally using hate speech. You're using hate in your anger and your tone and everything. So you can intimidate me just because you have a strong dislike towards me. If I know someone strongly dislikes me, I'm not gonna feel comfortable around that person. I might feel a little intimidated. I might feel challenged in some way. You know what I'm saying? And y'all can't act like when someone hates on you. No, but wait. That's the whole point though. Do you not feel intimidated when someone says something that has a strong dislike towards you?
Nah, I literally have balls, so no, I don't get intimidated.
Okay, wait. I said I copied that too. I said you're probably going to want to challenge them, or you're going to feel intimidated. It's going to fight or flight. You're either going to do something, or you're going to.
It's fine to challenge. It's completely fine to challenge it. If you want to challenge it, that's fine. But what I'm saying is,
what are you challenging?
I'm seeing people bitch. I'm seeing people bitch about it and not challenge it. I'm seeing them wanting to cry about it. I'm seeing them wanting to say, "Oh, that person, she should lose her kids," or da 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 da. I'm not seeing Black people stand up against it. I'm seeing a bunch of bitching and crying and threats. The woman said a mean word. We literally had a murderer raise fucking money, 500,000. I don't care.
Hold on.
Wait. Before you go any further, I was gonna say I understand where your argument's coming from, but it sounds like you still are taking, or at least understand my position. I'm saying you either fight or you're gonna run. You know what I'm saying? You're either gonna be intimidated by this thing, you're either gonna challenge it, or you're gonna be like, oh, what the hell? I'm scared. Either way, you still acknowledge it. That's the point I'm saying. You acknowledge that there's an intimidation factor right then and there.
I mean,
Can I mention something
everybody
on
that
this?
wants to draw, everybody who wants to draw parallels and say it's a child, I can pull up on Twitter anybody, and I can use, and I say Twitter because there's a bunch of people that document black on white violence towards children. Y'all are killing our kids, and then you obfuscate saying we're doing it to y'all, but the numbers don't lie. So let's get it in perspective.
Okay. So one thing at a time. Hold on. First of all, let me get Afro Nerd in before I'll jump in with my question. Go ahead, Afro Nerd.
Okay. Well, first of all, we know that violence is intraracial, not interracial. It's intraracial. So most of the time, it's going to be Asian versus Asian, black versus black. You are violent with people who you are close to, in close proximity. So we got to stop this non-data driven kind of talk. You know, you see
there is data to that though. Well,
okay.
my bad.
No. What I'm saying is the majority of the data is toward race intraracial violence. I'm sorry, intraracial violence, right? So the idea that black people en masse are attacking white people, right? And then if you consider the historical component with Red Summers and all kinds of mass violence, and I mean it's incredible. It's a library, and the other way around. So this whole thing about recent discussions on these things, it's ridiculous. Like the way people are talking, this equivalency. There's no equivalency. When you see someone like Carmelo Anthony getting money to defend himself, however you agree about that case, there were precedents of whites doing this. Daniel Penny got his guap up doing something similar, right? Kyle Rittenhouse, this went in a certain direction when white folk felt like they were aggrieved.
My bad.
Well, when white folks felt like they were aggrieved, they went. Matter of fact, even when GoFundMe shut them down, they took the same route that all these other people are taking. This is the first time you see this black boy doing what the white folks have done, like OJ defended himself, right? He's not supposed to do that. White folks have always been able to defend themselves against the odds. So we can't pretend like when one black person does it, all of a sudden the apple cart is tipped. I'm not going for that. We got to talk about black folks got to stop this in their feelings and stop pulling out the books and what? What is it?
Murder is not self-defense.
We don't know that. That's why you go to court. You go to court. You go to court. No.
I don't think that the Carmelo Anthony situation was self-defense.
Okay, so that's what we're gonna do. Kevin wanted to jump in there, and then Orthodox guy clearly want to respond to Afro Nerd as well. So go ahead, Kev, and then we bring in Orthodox guy and let Afro Nerd get a chance to respond to both parties. Go ahead.
All right. So first, I don't think that the Carmelo Anthony situation that it was self-defense. The whole Kyle Rittenhouse situation, that was something totally different. He was actually like cornered by some other white folks. Like, so he didn't really have no other choice because I would have done the same thing. And this is another thing too. We have to stop being so damn sensitive as black folks. Like whenever it comes to words, these are just words. If somebody calls you the N-word, bro, just keep it pushing, bro. Look, fuck those people. I mean, my bad, Sharon. Forget those people and just keep it pushing. They are just words. Like you got ninjas out here crashing out over a word. This is nonsense. But go ahead, bro.
Okay, can I respond to that?
Wait, before I want Orthodox guy to get his response as well, and then Afro Nerd, you got it.
Don't take this as me in agreement with you. And you are right. Most violence. First off, everybody who commits violence is a criminal, regardless of race. All right, but and most crimes are committed by individuals of a race to the same race. However, the interracial data points to black criminals killing whites, Asian, and Hispanics at disproportionate rates than white, black, and Hispanic criminals killing or victimizing blacks. So there is a problem there. And the data you mentioned does point to a small issue of intraracial crime coming from the black people in America. And this is a trend that we see wherever there are black individuals in a foreign society, whether it be Asia, Europe, or America.
Mm.
All right.
Before Afro Nerd responds above, I just want to make sure one thing. Everything that Orthodox God just said, Kev, you are in agreement with what he's saying?
Pretty much, yeah.
Slap the taste out of your mouth. I'd like to see you try it.
Damn, he got hit 2 times. It says, "Coon, gotta go, bye, bruh," and then also it says, "Kick that ass, kiss a Kev." So you got hit with $45, so it's $45 to bring back Kev.
Wow, Fat, you're so cool.
Afro Nerd.
I'm gonna try as a real proud Afro nerd or blurred. I'm gonna do a black Thanos on some of these Negroes that don't want to go into facts. When he went into this whole thing about Kyle, he was litigating the Kyle Rittenhouse case, right? He's litigating the Carmelo Anthony case. Can we have an intelligent conversation, gentlemen?
Yeah, sure.
OJ, I didn't finish. OJ might have been guilty, probably was guilty, right? Okay. The idea is you have to discuss the facts in court first. So what you saw with Kyle Rittenhouse was white folks, many, did not feel he was going to get a fair shake, so they got his guap up. That's all. Now, you want to go into, but he did X, Y, and Z. You're not the jurist. You're not the court. You're the court of public opinion. What is wrong with this lack of intelligence?
What is wrong with us doing it for a white woman who we feel like the same thing?
No, okay, here we go. You get your money up to defend your...
It's racial tribalism. You're crying about it. It's racial tribalism. Don't be mad when we do it. And that's what it is.
Why is Kyle Rittenhouse even being mentioned right now? He shot 2 white dudes that were PDF files. Why are we
wife beaters?
Like, what are we talking about?
Okay, so
first of all, comprehension is everything.
Right.
I don't give a damn about the racial component when it comes to court.
Okay.
We're talking about being allowed to get your money together to defend yourself. Whether it's OJ, whether it's Rittenhouse, whether it's Carmelo Anthony. Full stop. That's what I'm talking about. When you talk about all this extra BS, that's not what we're talking about. When it comes to black people being able to do that, all of a sudden, faces start getting twisted and eyes start rolling back. We're not doing that today. Let's have a really intelligent
we obviously
conversation.
are. Our society is doing it. Our society.
No.
Y'all are mad that we're doing what y'all are doing for Carmelo. Y'all are mad that we're doing it for a white woman with children.
Do you think that I'm mad?
Let me land the plane on that part of it. Okay. So we're talking about separate situations. This is a woman who abuses a 5-year-old in public, and now you want to, and she's collecting it. She's collecting money for doing something heinous. Right? This is not
she's
about.
She's gonna collect $1 million for it. I'm gonna give it to her again.
Wow. Look, really, you're proving the point of what black people have been discussing.
She can move into my house.
That you can monetize. You can monetize ignorance. You can monetize racialized crap towards a child. You're going to lose on that, because most thinking people are going to say, people who are have moral turpitude are going to say, that's foul.
They have morality.
Have you gone through Afro Nerd? Nah.
You want to go somewhere else? I done told you plain and simple. 1 + 1 is 2, bro. 1 + 1 is 2. You want to go extra? We ain't doing extra today.
Afro Nerd, hold on. Let's slow down a little bit. Also, Friezo Love, you still watching? I fixed that. Sorry about that. I think Bumpkin wanted to jump in. I want Chicago Gorilla to jump in if he got the space, if he had the time. So we're on Bumpkin.
Yeah, I'm here.
Chicago Gorilla, Orthodox God, back to Afro Nerd, and anybody could jump in, get in where they fit in. I'm not sure if you want to talk.
Yeah, I'm not mad. I'm not mad about him raising money. I could care less. That's fine and dandy. Okay. I'm mad that, have you guys read some of the dono messages of that? Of the people that were donating money to him? Have you guys read like 60 or 70% of those messages saying, hell yeah, good job killing Whitey. Hell yeah, good job killing that white boy. Hell yeah. That's what I'm angry about. The open level of just absolute, weren't you saying dehumanization? They literally show their hand. They don't care. If they want to show their hand and say it's
those
okay,
might be white people typing those messages.
It's not, bro.
Hold on, Bubby. Let me interject just a second. With those messages too, y'all talk about white supremacy, our society being white supremacist. If it was, for one, when white people actually started doing it and typing in towers and shit, making racial comments under Shiloh's, they went on for a whole month saying kill whitey, fuck white people, on Camelo's fundraiser. 2 days of white people doing it, and they got they shut it the fuck down. By the way, so we don't live.
What y'all so angry about? Who cares? What y'all so angry about? Keep donating.
Exactly, bro.
Raise more money. Listen, wait. I don't care. Keep donating. I don't care.
Exactly, bro. Exactly, bro.
Okay, all right,
There's nothing
let him
to be angry about, Chicago.
my bad,
There's nothing to be angry about, buddy.
Let him finish his full
No, there's
thought.
nothing for y'all to be angry about.
Hold on, everybody. Hold on. So, how you doing, Ms. Jalen? Hold on. So, let Chicago finish his full thought, please. Go ahead, Chicago.
Yeah, I was coming up for the brother. I know you kicked them off, but I don't care what these dudes up here saying, fam. Really, this is one of them times where it don't matter what they saying, right? Let them say whatever they gonna say. They're gonna incite whatever they gonna cite to get you in your emotion. But I know one thing: anybody that's not from my community or my family or whatever, calling my seed the N-word or calling me an N-word, it's gonna be some physical and everything else move around this motherfucker. You understand me? And when black people are sitting up there talking about it's just a word, openly letting disrespect fly in your face. This is why people don't respect you, niggas, man. Y'all some lily livered, weak cowards. Go tell them small hats to get over. Go tell them small hat. Matter of fact, since you so big, bad, and go call them small hats a slur in their face, and then tell them they shouldn't be mad about it. It's just a word. Y'all sound weak as fuck.
Bro doesn't know who I am and what I've been doing.
I don't care. I don't care. Hey,
right,
fam,
man.
whatever y'all talk about, whatever y'all two talking about, I really don't care.
Yeah.
Donate to whoever you want to donate to or whatever. Fuss, cuss, kick up dust, whatever. I'm not even talking about y'all. I'm talking to the brothers that's up here talking that goofy shit.
You're the only one.
I don't care, fam. I'm not
You're the
talking
only
to
one.
you. I'm not talking to you. Right? I'm not talking to you. I'm talking to the brothers. And it's crazy because it's literally like your teeth, the teeth of the warrior class and the lions that's supposed to be defending the pride. It's like y'all teeth getting plucked out right in front of us. Y'all getting buck broke right in front of us. And then tell the women they supposed to follow behind that. You won't even stand to defend like basic decency. Think this country is built on meritocracy. If you just pull yourself up out of bootstrap and work as hard as you can, you'll get to the level where they at. You crazy as fuck. I wish somebody would, in my background, I'll send the cash out for it, but I wish somebody would call my daughter or my seed an N-word. And then I'm supposed to be cool about it. Oh, just brush it off my shoulders. Now, some gonna get dealt with. And it don't always have to be physical, but some gonna get dealt with.
Cannon Hinnett, a 5-year-old white boy, was shot in the head in his front yard by a black
Yo, that's
man.
going to be the last time you're going to use that language, and I'm not going to say it again. I don't give a shit who you are. Stop using those words on this panel. Enough. I don't care what your name is.
2 black teenagers in Georgia fatally shot their white victims' 13-month-old baby during a robbery attempt. I can go on. I can go on.
All right, I don't care how much you pay to come back. Stop using those words on his panel. All right, that's how come that's why he's in the situation he's in because of garbage like you. Okay, stop using those words on his panel. Enough said. You can say what you gotta say, but stop using those words. Enough. You can speak your mind, but stop saying they did this. Have a conversation.
Are you saying I should say unalived?
Right. We know what words we could use and what we can't use, right?
My apologies.
So we know that that violence is going to happen. It's one-offs that's going to happen. However, to act as if those one-off is the majority of things happening is a lie. And it's not in having a conversation in good faith at all. Did a black and a white person delete each other before in the history of America? Yes. But is that a normal thing? No, it is not.
I got something to say on that too. First of all, let's again being intelligent. Every time a crime happens between the races, it doesn't mean race is the center of it. right? So when someone uses so he wants to bring up, well, a black man did X, Y, and Z. That's a robbery. We don't know if that is a racialized situation, right? There's special designation for biased crimes, right? So we can't be this stupid to say, well, a black guy did this to me and it's a racial thing, and vice versa. If a white person attacks a black person, it's not always about race. When it is clear, with a woman using a racial epithet toward a child or toddler, that is clear. Being able to monetize off of doing something that is foul is also very clear.
She didn't commit a crime. Cry about it. She didn't commit a crime. If she committed a crime, she would have been arrested.
I'm not talking about the crime aspect of it. I'm talking about her being.
The thing is, your community is what makes it about race every single fucking time.
Okay, let me clear that up. Let's go there.
Try to watch your language as much as you can. So, Orthodox guys, when the person,
I want to respond to this,
and when
I'm
the
done.
person is using a racial slur, that makes it about race. It ain't us that made it about race.
Yeah, I want to go on that.
Okay,
I want to go on that.
Anytime there's a white on black crime, or anytime there's a white cop that kills a black criminal, that's what I'm talking about.
I'm going to say something. I want to say something to this person, and I want an honest answer. I want an honest answer. And I want black people, again, to be very intelligent and listen closely to what I'm going to say and how he's going to answer this. It seems very interesting. You're able to see a race and racism if a black person does something to you. You're ready to march on Washington, I think. You're ready to deal with dogs and fire hoses, I think. You're ready to deal with someone who's going to try to string you up on a tree, I think. See, what I'm telling you is this. You say there's a double standard. What was the standard all this time? Let's be clear.
There is a double standard.
You're not listening to me. You're not listening to me. So I'm going to land it because it ain't that complicated. You are very clear about racism, what racism is toward you. What about all the stuff that black people have had to deal with that was far more in your face? It's not like black folks just got here being able to become presidents 44 to 47, by the way, 41 to 47, right? One guy. Rest of them white people. See, there's no equivalent. So what I'm telling you is this. You talk about double standard. All of a sudden, well, I'm white and I'm getting attacked. You're being racist toward me. What was the standard? The standard was, I don't know, 300 years plus 100 for me. For our people, it was one way. That was the standard.
Now, you and I weren't around 100 years ago, so cry about it. All I know is right now, in our lifetime, if a white man does me wrong, and it's a violent manner, and I pull out my gun and I defend myself, and I shoot that motherfucker in the head, rightfully so, nobody bats an eye. If I do it to a black, it would be national fucking news.
Sir, don't talk about fairness today when it was unfairness up until the day before yesterday.
You've literally been handed the keys to the kingdom.
No.
Crying about it.
You already been checked. You're not answering the question. You want to evade. You're evading the question. What I told you was you want the deal. You want the deal.
Yo, Afro, you're not listening.
Okay, hold on. So let me. Orthodox guy,
so emotional.
Right?
Why so serious?
No, Afro.
Orthodox guy, you cannot just throw out.
Hey,
hold on.
Chicago, he's been mushed already. He's been mushed.
So Orthodox guy, you cannot just throw a topic after topic without answering what we are having a conversation about in real time. Like he's giving you a very direct topic, and then you moved it along to something else.
Yeah, but Afro, it's all coming out. Like fam is jealous. Like you won't hear, like, yo, if I did this, then you know, if I start, if I pull the blicky,
hold on 1 second. Orthodox God, do you want to? He was in the middle of explaining it.
It's okay. He triggered. It's okay.
You want to know?
Yo, hey, listen, wait, fam, super triggered too, right? So it's if I up the poll, look, he can't even keep his composure. Listen, hey, what you say, Sharon? You got control over.
Amazon got that corporation right now. Amazon got that corporation. Get your corporation,
wait,
bro.
Sharon, hold on, Afro. Wait. Go ahead, bust it open. Wait.
I got authority over their ass.
Yeah. Go ahead, bust it open, baby girl.
All right, so go ahead, Orthodox guy. You could just being jealous.
Where's your Dr. King? Where's your Malcolm X? Get him.
No. Bust it open. Bust it open, baby girl.
1 second. Orthodox guy, I gotta go to bed. I actually
This
have
is
to work.
funny.
I actually have to work tomorrow. I don't like to leave you up here solo. No, I do. I have to work.
Right, man. Sound like a victim.
I have to work at 2 p.m. So
You're a victim.
That's crazy.
Nasty work, baby. Nasty work. Gotcha.
Said, look, he said, if I up the pole on a white man, nobody bats an eye. But if I shoot one of you blackies,
Wow.
Okay.
Hold on.
Yeah.
Maybe
They won't let me.
what
They
you
won't let me
mad
go to.
about?
They won't let me go to Roscoe's Chicken and Waffles. They won't let me go to. They won't let me go there.
What exactly is there jealous to be about? What exactly is there jealous to be about? A higher death rate, a higher rate of STDs, degeneracy, and shaking your ass on top of an SUV at Walmart? What exactly is there to be?
I can't go to.
What
I can't go to
exactly
Sylvia.
is
They
there
won't let me
My
in
bad,
Sylvia.
Sharon. It ain't Friday yet. It ain't Friday yet. My bad.
A lower on average
Hold
IQ?
on, Orthodox guy, hold on. Go ahead, Bumpkin. You asked the question about jealousy. You want to frame the question, and then we're going to answer.
What exactly is there to be jealous of? Your higher rate of STDs, your higher rate of unaliving, your higher rate of shaking your ass on top of a fucking SUV at Walmart.
Here's what you jealous of.
What is there jealous of, bro?
You said it, fam. If I shoot a white man, I could, no one bats an eye if I shoot a white man, but if I shoot one of you darkies, all hell's gonna break loose.
Hey, Sharon.
So wait.
That's your double standard.
Hold on,
He
Chicago.
answered the
Yeah, that's
question.
cool.
Hold on, Orthodox guy. Hold on.
Hey, wait, hold on. Who called me out my name?
Hold on.
I
So
did.
Hey, what's the cash app, Sharon? Get this whole nigga out of here, man.
Hey, Chicago.
What's the cash app?
Hey, Chicago. How
Get
would
this
you
whole
if you didn't
stud
eat
out of here.
breakfast this morning, bro? You're showing your low IQ. How would you if you didn't eat breakfast this
Hey,
morning?
listen.
Bro? How would you feel, homie? How about
Wait.
that?
Hold on. Hey, let's do this. Let's roast. I said at the lunchroom table. Hey, so Pasty, tell me again. Go ahead and twerk something for me. Go ahead and bust it wide open. Let me see that
They
pink
won't
meat.
let me eat sweet potato pie. I can't
Let me
eat sweet
see
potato
that
pie.
pink meat. Yeah. Come on.
Did you got alopecia or did you go bald in 30 seconds?
Baby girl, go ahead. Let me see your dance. Let me see your twirl. Go ahead, bust it open. Yeah.
Man.
Yeah. Get down on the blade, goofy motherfucker. Who fuck you think you talking to? And you a hoe. You a pasty. You a pasty. Unseasoned. Raisin in the potato salad asshole.
Wage war for seasons, bro. Calm down.
You season your chicken with salt.
You still, hey, look.
You season your chicken with salt.
Look, y'all went to war and did all that battle for seasoning and still don't use it. Goofball motherfucker.
We also
You a
somehow
goofy.
managed to
No, you
on your own territory.
ain't no we, right? You wasn't there. You ain't fought shit and wouldn't bust a grape with a sledgehammer now. You wouldn't bust a grape with a sledgehammer now. You scary ass hoe stud.
All these black Klansmen are bothering me. All these black racists are bothering me.
Pasty ass.
The black Klan is walking down my block. What am I gonna do?
Salmon colored goofy ass motherfucker. You fuck out of here. Fuck you think you talking to? Go ahead, bust it over some more though, since I got you in your feelings.
Howard rejected my application. I can't go to Howard.
Hey, since I got you in your feelings, go ahead and bust it open some more.
All right, so
my bad, Sharon. It ain't Friday.
It's okay. Everybody's getting their thoughts out. It's okay. We can.
All that black racism is so painful. That black racism is
crazy.
But so the thing is that the way how y'all expressing all these things, it sounds like y'all want to be able to do the things that we can do. That's why it sounds like jealousy.
I can do everything you can do, and I can do it better, like most white people.
Yeah, just
anything you can do, I could do better. I can do anything better than you.
Hold on. Here's the problem. So here's the problem. I want Ms. J, and she wanted to talk to that as well. So this is what I want to say. So the problem is that what I'm
Low as fuck.
The real issue that y'all are having is that y'all are losing control of America clearly, and y'all starting to be afraid because y'all not the majority anymore. And so
Yep,
now
yeah.
it's starting to
Still
come
the
out.
majority and will be the majority for the foreseeable future. Try again. You're not dealing with some cuck. You're not dealing with some boohoo crybaby cuck who doesn't get pussy and who's mad because some black guy fucked his girlfriend.
Yo, dude, like you
I'll
can't
go fuck a black bitch tomorrow tonight.
Hold on. Okay.
Yo, like,
try to
what
watch
is
your
wrong
language,
with
please.
you?
So again, this is where we understand like you have an issue, right? Because you think that we are triggered, but you are the one that's triggered, and that's why you can't.
I'm not triggered. You're triggered. Like,
you can't make
why
control.
are you constantly talking about us?
So
though, if you're not triggered?
so you jumping in while I'm talking. That's number one. Number two, another thing, you just rebut. You saying I know you are, but what am I? This shows that you don't actually have an original thought. You're just here to argue for whatever the reason is. I'm not sure. You cannot create the own space for yourself to have these type of conversations where people's going to actually listen to you. I don't know what it is because nobody actually cares about you, and now it's starting to show in the country as well, right? In the country as well, it's showing because y'all numbers are
$750,000 and nobody cares.
Our numbers are not lowering the way how y'all numbers are lowering.
Yes, they are.
Yes, they are. What are you talking about?
You kill one another.
What I'm talking about, we started off at 13%. We moving up to 15 to 18, right? The Latino community, they started at 18, they moved up to 20 to 25, right? This is the trajectory that is going. Y'all trajectory is on the downside. See, this is why we keep jumping in, because when you get faced with facts, you just gotta jump in and just say things like, like I think the animal's called a bonobo.
You haven't spoken
the bonobo. I believe the bonobo. I believe the bonobo is the one that just grabbed their shit and just start throwing it because they don't have no idea how to actually combat conversation.
Let's not get on the monkey comments. Come on, let's not do that. Let's not make it too easy for us.
For profit. Woman calls a 5-year-old the N-word and raises $700K. You are literally projecting. Sharon, you are being a bitch, and then you're trying to say you're a bitch.
Yeah, what
that shit?
Yeah, you make a title like that, right? You make a title like that, obviously trying to call out whites, and then you're mad when whites show up. I don't know what you want, bro.
Sharon, you know what's so funny? What the real deal is here? They think it's racist of us to prevent them from being racist.
Correct.
They want to be able to have full-fledged racism. They want to be full-time crackers 24/7 without getting checked.
Could be racist and
that is what it is. They're angry that you won't let us be racist. It's my American right to be racist. Guess what? No one has stopped me.
It's your American right to be racist too, but don't be a bitch about it and cry when everybody else is racist.
You mean what you're doing right now? You mean what you're doing right now?
So here's
I ain't crying about the racist. I'm crying about the double standard, right? If y'all want to be racist, but don't whine, bitch, and complain. We're racist.
I already checked you on that. You talked about
shit.
You talked about the double standard.
You tried to put him in check and you failed.
You failed
everything. You failed.
You're an armchair intellectual, bro.
No. You say double standard, but you won't talk about the standard.
Hold on again. One argument at a time. Go ahead, Bumpkin.
Yeah, Afro Nerd, you are a midwit acting like an intelligent person, so please stop that, right? All right. Next up, I know it's an insult to midwits. Anyways, also, you tried to check me and you failed because that double standard's still there. I am consistent. Listen, if y'all want to be racist, be racist. I'm okay with that. But I don't want to hear a single bitch whine or complain when white people are racist. Yeah, she ran 700K, and I'll tell you this, she's gonna hit that mill too. And I don't want to hear anyone whine and complain about it on the same breath, saying, "Oh, snow monkeys, snow roach." I don't want to hear it, bro. I don't want to hear it.
Hey, guess what, Bumpkin? We're not good at racism. We're good at basketball. Admittedly, we're good at running very fast, but you are better at racism. That No, I'm just using it. There's many examples. I'm just putting it out there. No, I'm putting. You're not getting where I'm going with this, Seven. What I'm telling you is this: if we're going to go into stereotypes and talk about how good black folks are, right? We're good in many things, right? I've mentioned on the show that the next Einstein is going to come from Africa because of the genetic diversity. But the bottom line is he wants to excel in racism. He say, well, you black folks are racist. We're not that good at it. You're better at it than we are. And when I talk about the standard, not the double standard, when I talk about, because you're interrupting me because you know I'm right. You're interrupting me because you can't handle the truth. What I'm telling you is this. I'm not disputing a double standard, but you got to talk about the standard first. And when I talk about the standard, we can't talk about the past. We can't talk about that. The past to me was Wednesday. So you have lost, you have checked. You won't talk about the standard. You talk about the double standard. You excel in racism. I'm not that great of a racist. I had it to you. You're better at racism than black people. So hold that L. Hold it.
I'm just waiting for the next Black Einstein. All right, I'm just waiting for that to be.
I'll be waiting for it
again. So this is what we're talking about.
If anything, it'll be coming out of Asia.
Hold on. So here's the problem. You're not addressing anything, right? You saying
they can't.
The next
what is there to address? A bunch of fucking ooh-ah-ee bitching and crying?
Okay. So what is the problem? Is this that you, as a people, cannot use racial slurs against us anymore? We are not allowed.
We can. White guilt's dead. This fucking fundraiser shows it. Right. That's the thing. You want that paradigm to still be in existence. You want it to be okay.
To still be in existence.
You want it to be there. Be quiet.
Still be in existence.
You want it to be there. It's not there anymore. White people don't give a fuck anymore, and it's only gonna get better from here. To the fucking stars.
Okay, Afro Nerd.
I got
Hold on. I want to understand.
Take easy, Orthodox. Take easy, Orthodox.
What is it that you think is going to improve in your life by this fundraiser?
I don't care.
He gets to you being a racist. He gets to be racist.
Yeah.
Afro Nerd, and we've never stopped you in that.
You've
always been able. You were racist in 1800. You were racist in 1900, and you're racist in 2025. What has changed? You continue to be this way.
Yeah.
Wait, who was saying they don't want to hear? Y'all get to be racist, and I don't want to hear anybody saying something about a snow roach or a snow bunny or whatever, y'all.
How'd you feel?
Yeah, who gives a fuck what
Afro
you
Nerd,
think?
Afro Nerd. I have one question for you before I bounce.
Nobody give a fuck what you want to hear about or don't want to hear about. Fuck is you?
I have one question before I bounce, buddy. I want to check that intelligence, buddy. What is your philosophical foundation as why racism is bad? What is your philosophical foundation?
Hey man, that Joker said we waiting for the black next Einstein. We wait for the next white Einstein too. What you talk about?
Right.
I can answer that question. I'm trying to figure out. So you want me to explain why racism is
around this camp?
Before Afro Nerd girl, also we could just say Neil deGrasse Tyson.
I was about to say, he act like you ain't seen him around this camp.
Right, so it's very simple. So I don't know what he wants, but that's why we know it's not.
Hold on.
Or Ben Carson around it. Like, come on, fam. What are we talking about?
Ben Carson's a very intelligent man. I will admit that. What my point, right? I asked what's your philosophical foundation, and you said you want me to explain why racism is bad. I rest my case. All right, everyone have a good one, okay? Everyone have a good one. That's crazy.
You too, lady.
Yeah, come on.
Yeah, all right. North American pavement ape, calm down.
Yeah, all that's cool. Keep busting it wide open.
and
she had the big pony hole.
Was that Lululemon?
To the couch.
Yeah, be careful now.
It says for my
messing up our argument.
It says for my potty mouth. My bad. Thank you so much. I appreciate that.
Fuck these niggas, man.
He's angry because he can't be racist no more. I can't be racist no more.
That's crazy, right? You put that in the time and get scared when the white folks show up. Man, we don't give a fuck about you being over here. If it listen, this Candyland, nigga.
Will, I was just thinking about that scene.
Well, you know what the deal is? Ass out of here. Go ahead, my bad.
I was just thinking about that. Then we thinking the same way. I was just thinking, you know what this is? What he wants? When Jamie Foxx pulled out that whip, what you hit me for?
Right.
That's what they're saying. They don't want you to respond.
Oh, I'm gonna respond. Sharon gonna play nice with him and you know, try and have the man, fuck the motherfucker. We don't give a fuck what you talking about. You ain't finna be running around here calling nobody no motherfucking N-word around me. You gonna get fire slapped from your ass. That's all. That's on GP. Now run around and call them small hats out their name, see what they do to your ass.
They get
checked ass out butt naked.
They get checked real quick.
Yeah, and both of them know that. That's why they won't do it.
Absolutely.
They'll measure their tone and carry and conduct themselves accordingly. They'll pull every ounce of intelligence they got out to deal with them folks. They come over here think you finna show your pasty ass. Boy, you don't get your salmon color face ass out of here.
Even when the legitimate community, when they was very strong, they was watching their mouth over that, right?
So hell yeah, them jokers tuck tail on them, Sharon.
Absolutely. So you can keep your mouth. You know, you can regulate yourself. And so
you
now
got a great point.
Is that they feel like we have audacity to hold them accountable for being racist. That's the problem, and they're not used to black people saying, "Hey, enough is enough." And so now they feel afraid that first of all, black people are having audacity to say, "No, you're not going to treat me bad." That's number one. And then number two, they are starting to lose a grip on the numbers game with the population that's going on in America.
Yes.
So for a lot of them, they still believe in all the remedial rhetoric of that black folks are the main ones that's contributing to crime. It ain't us. It ain't black folks. Black folks is not doing all this 70% of crime.
Did anybody bring that up to him while he was up here?
That is allowed because the FBI just came out with a new list. 60-something% of the violent crimes in America is done by who, Hafiz? White folks.
Did anybody bring that up while he was up here? I mean, I came in late, but I just hopped on the panel because I seen he was going crazy. I'm like, okay, this is my chance to stump out white people, and I'm always going to do that if I can. But did anybody bring up these stats for real? Because I've been waiting to kick on one of their ass.
We didn't get a chance to because Orthodox guy, he was just trying. He was attempting to make us emotional, and what he did was make himself emotional.
Yeah, she got all worked up. She was all panties all tighty whities all up in the booty crack.
And so now that things is moving in the direction that they are not necessarily comfortable with, now they trying to get it back by saying the most egregious things out in the open, because that's their last line of defense, because it seemed like that's how it worked back in the days, make America great again situation, right?
Mm-hmm.
Openly saying these things and doing these things, so that made them feel like, oh, that's the formula to get us back in power, but it ain't gonna work.
No, and I think they're projected to be the minority by 2050, if I'm not mistaken. But also,
grown.
Yeah, and I think they're that's why they're also using Hispanics, right? Trying to get them to identify as white so they can graft them in, similar to how they did Italians and Polish and Russians.
Great point, right? And that goes to the history part, really, right? And that's how they got the Irish and all those things. That's because they became white. Irish people became white. Because at one point they was not white. And so the thing is that like a black person can never get that opportunity to be white. Hafez, right? He has the opportunity to, if he don't want to, he could just portray himself as white until he gets around other whites in behind closed doors, and then they got a conversation. But on TV or on the screens and stuff, he could portray himself as white as can be, and nobody's going to bat an eyelash as long as he's sticking to the plan.
That's a fact.
And that's the difference. So, and that's when people like Kev Stutters, he don't understand like how crazy he be sounding, because they ain't gonna never accept him in. Speaking of,
don't provoke me to anger, or else you be in danger.
Welcome back. That was a quick 40 minutes for you.
Yep, I was over here talking on the phone and shit. My bad. What's up, y'all?
So Kev is somebody that is on the side of hate speech is freedom of speech, and that is very
Absolutely.
confusing. So how do you think that hate speech is freedom of speech?
It is.
So, well, Sharon, so here's the thing, right? And I hate when people use this argument. You know, when you talk about freedom of speech, right? That just protects you from persecution of the government. It don't protect you from persecution of me.
Oh, like so this is the thing, right? Yes, I do agree that there are consequences for what you say, but this is my thing too. I support people's right to be able to say whatever they want to say. Like, you might get your ass kicked,
but they have the right. There's no government entity
they absolutely have the right to say it.
But when you say right, you're talking about government. You can't tell an individual to it, like you can't tell me, like at me, I'm saying me, that a white woman has the right to call my seed on the playground the N-word, right? I'm going to prove to you very quickly how she doesn't have the right to do that in front of me. Now, if the government came in and persecuted her for that, I would align with that, right? That's unconstitutional, all the other things that you mentioned. Where we get it twisted is, for some reason, we're having conversations on principle, premise, morals, ethics, integrity, so on and so forth. And for some reason, y'all love to bring the law into it, right? When the law has clearly showed you it works for you sometimes.
Outside of that, I also think freedom of speech don't mean freedom to say anything. That's just a wild thing to like.
I agree with you on that. Like, there is no disagreement there or whatever. Like, I mean, like, you can say what you want, but you might get your ass kicked. Like there are consequences for what you say. Like, and my thing is this too, right? I'm not saying that the white lady, that she was in the right for calling a 5-year-old child the N-word, right? Like, that's not what I'm saying. I'm just saying, like, that I would not have reacted that way. I would have told her F you and just had kept it pushing. Like, but I got better things to do. Like, I'm not about to be whatever, right, fighting and arguing with no freaking racist lady. Yes, Kev, I do have kids.
You got kids?
Yes, I do have kids. I have two of them.
Good. What type of community you live in? If you don't mind me asking, like, you take them to the park, you live around people that look like you or people that don't look like you?
I live around mostly white people.
Okay, I'll take your word at it. If you say you wouldn't do anything, I'll take your word at it.
Yeah. No, okay, listen. I'm not saying whatever, like, that I would do something violent to this person. Like, but I would let them know, just like, you know what I'm saying? Like, that ain't cool. Like, I would have told her F you or whatever. Like, and then after that, like, I would have just have kept it pushing. Like, but I'm not about to be like fighting and arguing with people, especially somebody who is an actual racist. Like, what do I have to whatever talk to these people about? Like, I'm not going to say anything to this person that is going to change their mind or
when it comes
how
to
they feel about black folks.
So change your mind, brother.
Right. So when it comes to drawing lines in the sand or setting boundaries for how people either going to show you respect or won't lead with disrespect towards you, how do you set that? How do you set the template for that?
I guess just by letting people know that you aren't on BS. But I don't have that look though, bro. So I live in a predominantly like white state too, right? Bro, I really have not had issues with white people like that. Like, the majority of issues,
me neither.
The majority of issues that I've had has usually been with black folks.
So would you say that's because when you're around white folks, you may be docile?
Say what?
Do you think you're docile around white folk? Do you think you acquiesce and are very agreeable around white folk? Do you think that may be why?
Not at all.
So you express the full. So you think you express the full extent of your blackness around them?
Absolutely.
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 Man, you just said you're not even gonna say shit. Somebody called your lady an N-word, fam.
That
you're not.
Right, so
that is not what I said. That is not what I said. That is not what I said. See, niggas don't listen, bro.
That's fine.
Niggas don't listen, bro. I said that I would have told that lady F you.
You treating us like that white woman now.
I would have told that lady F you, and then after that, I would have just it
Let me
pushing.
ask you a question. If a black man walked up to your babies at the porch and said, "Fuck your bitch ass niggas," did you
Kev,
really snap on this nigga or just be like, "Hey, fuck you, man"?
Kev, can I give you a suggestion? Real talk. When you talk about a heifer or a woman, you don't use the term. You repeatedly, and I see a lot of black folks on black YouTube say, "White lady." The white lady did this. The white lady did that. Stop calling. You lose when you call her a lady. Lady, they use lady in Britain. The UK use lady. Lady is a status. I don't know too many heifers that call our sons and daughters the N-word, and then you turn around and say, but the white lady, that is an offshoot of slavery. Not to disrespect you, but you can't call a heifer a lady. I'm not going to call an OF fan girl, my lady, my lady, my lady. That's what you're doing. I'm just checking you. Language is everything. And I would want most of black YouTube, they do it very casually. A white woman, male, well, the gentleman just screwed a horse, but he's a gentleman. Knock it off. She's nothing close to a lady. She's a heifer.
Okay, fair enough. I would have, my bad. Dang, see, I can't cuss and it's kind of hard, but I would have told her F you and just had kept it pushing. Like, I don't got time for that, bro. Like, I got a whole lot more important things to do. You know what I'm saying?
So you don't think it's important?
That's just me, though.
So you don't think it is important the rhetoric that people is spewing towards a certain demographic of people? Because this is how propaganda starts, and this is how a whole demographic of people get dehumanized, and then once they get dehumanized, that's when other people feels like they could take physical and violence towards those people.
Yo, I think that we all should stop doing it. That is what I honestly believe. I don't believe that one side should be able to say it like it, and another side shouldn't. I think that if we are going to say that if one race should stop doing it, then we all should stop doing it. Okay, like, and I heard somebody talking about it.
Right,
hate speech on here earlier. My bad, go ahead.
So if you call your wife a bitch, then therefore now I could call her a bitch too.
No, absolutely not. Absolutely not. Like, and I don't even see how that even.
So I don't understand how that logic works.
Even equate. Like, I don't.
How does that logic work for you? That's the confusing part, right? So you can say it, but I can't. So therefore, we could translate that into society
because
as well.
That is my wife, bro. Hold on. Because that is my wife. Like, I'm not.
Usually when we are saying, hold on, I got you. Usually when we are saying is a descriptor, when they are saying it is to degrade us. That's the difference.
Yeah, but at the same time, like, that is an example. Like, you are talking about my wife, bro.
No, listen, Kev. When you say you talking about your wife, but they talking about your people,
right?
You still, that's what I'm saying. You acting like this is an opposite group of you or something.
Are not my people. Let's just go ahead and get that out the way first. All black people are not my people.
Listen, regardless, you got crackheads in your family.
Absolutely.
All right, you ain't too proud to be like, man, yeah, I got these crackheads in my, but that's still your family. That's what I'm saying. Yeah. Just because you want to say, oh, man, y'all beneath or whatever. I don't really know what's your personal thing with it. But regardless of saying, oh, if they good or bad people, that don't mean they not your people, bro. And this is where we having that disconnect with us. Y'all the people trying to say, oh, this is what we do to move forward. And all y'all everything y'all suggest we do to move forward is y'all don't see it, but it's kissing their ass for real. Okay. Oh, just let them say whatever and just say fuck them. Because like I just asked you didn't answer. If a black man came up and did that, you're going to try to harm that man. You're not going to sit there and just be like, hey, fuck off, brother. You're like, brother, you gonna put your hands on that man. So it's wild for you to get up here and be like, oh, well, with the white people saying that, you know,
no, I just said the same thing. No, I actually would have said the same thing.
You get a chance to respond, and I want to get Hafiz in there, then I'm going to bring somebody up. Go ahead.
Bro, I don't understand why people think that just because you kind of like disagree with something black like that, a lot of the times, like, it is because you want to be accepted by white people, or that you just like love or whatever, right? White people or something. Bro, that is not the case. Like, I really don't care about people's skin color. If somebody had called my child the N-word, I would have just said F you, and then after that, I would have just kept it pushing, bro. Like I don't got time to be arguing with niggas, bro. Like, I don't.
Okay,
no
go ahead.
This sound like you're just not. No offense. You just sound like you're not making a man's move. Because as a man, we're supposed to protect our peoples, our family. So anybody say something to my kid, black, white, Mexican, Jesus, I'm gonna beat that nigga ass. And that's it's no rebuttals about that. It's no thought about that. Because that's what you're supposed to do.
That's fair.
That's fair enough. See, this is the problem because you want to be tribal, and you guys want to be tribal, but white people are not allowed to be tribal. If white people go around and be tribal, which is exactly what is actually happening here, this is white tribes coming to the defense of Shiloh, saying, "You want to cancel one of our tribe? Well, we will make her a millionaire to spite you." That's the tribal part of it. You're saying that Kev doesn't want to be tribal. Kev is like, I'm an individual. I've got my people. These are my family members, but black people are not my family. I don't give a crap about some dude in Jamaica. I don't give a crap about some dude in Nigeria. Why should I care about these people? They are people in other parts of the world, in other parts of the country. They're not my people. Not all Iranians are my people. My people are my people. My family, my friends, my tribe, the people who I care about. And they can be Indian, they can be English, they can be black, they can be white. But they're my people because I chose them. I don't just get lumped in with whoever you want to make my people. And if that's what you want, if you want to go down that tribal road, then white people are going to go down that tribal. And believe me, white power and white tribe knows how to do it really well. History proves it.
Sorry, y'all let him go on that bullshit.
Why do we have to go along with the trend?
That's crazy.
Welcome to the show, Supreme Goddess, PH Diva.
Sharon was trying to keep me away from the white people. I'm gonna be good, Sharon. I am not gonna act up.
Okay, y'all. Good morning.
What's up?
Y'all let Hafiz say that dumbass shit and just go on and on.
It's not a let. You get to correct it. Go ahead.
No, I mean, you should have cut him off. Someone should have cut him off when he said that dumbass shit. Like white people don't.
So just so we can frame it properly, right? So I want people to get their full thoughts so we can destroy it in full as well, right?
Some people's full thoughts aren't worth being let out. It's not being let in either. Like remember when Kev said, "Forget the Constitution. Who cares what the Constitution says?" Who cares what he has to say after that? Okay, all right. So anyway, Hafiz said white people don't have the luxury or can't be tribal or whatever, which is just bullshit. It's just bullshit. I would like him to. All right, so Hafiz, have white people been tribal in this country and the U.S.? I know you're not, American, even though you wish you were.
They're not allowed to. If white people gather and say white power, they get slandered as racist and slaughtered in the media.
Have white people been tribal in this country?
Of course, white people. White people, like everyone else, has been tribal.
Can you tell me when they were?
I would say the last time really we're looking at pre or around World War II sort of period.
Okay, World War II.
It's been systematically been destroyed since.
Were they getting together screaming white power during the founding of this country?
Well, 250
they were getting together as groups and saying white power at the founding of this country.
Well, no, they weren't. They innately knew their tribe. They weren't. They innately knew who their tribe was and who they supported. They didn't write a constitution with all with all different men in mind. Slave owners wrote a constitution with white people in mind. Those were that tribe. They wrote it for their tribe. They didn't write it.
I'm not sure why someone from the UK wants to try to lecture me on the Constitution.
Okay.
One, yes, they did. There was multiple states that allowed black freedmen to vote. So you're incorrect.
During the writing of the Constitution.
Yes, they voted on the Constitution. In New York, they allowed black freedmen to vote in New York. For example, I think Jersey as well. Some other northern states. There was, I think, 4 states that allowed black men to vote on the Constitution. The Constitution says all persons. It doesn't say all white men. It doesn't say all freed white men. It says all persons for a reason. I was just talking to my girl yesterday about this, about just how liberal and progressive in a positive sense the Constitution really was at that time. Because to your point, yeah, a lot of the founders did have slaves, and they still put all persons. They still put all persons in there. And those same slave owners that you're talking about, a lot of them were somehow in their weird ways against the slave trade in general. That's why in the Constitution, the slave trade is supposed to end in 1808. They wanted to end it right then. If you look up the history, George Mason, James Madison, Thomas Jefferson, they all have very strong words against slavery and talked about ending slavery at that moment. But because Georgia and South Carolina threatened to not go with the Constitution, and it was more of a national security concern, blah, 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 it was allowed to stay in until 1808, but it's in there, the slave trade specifically. So you don't know what you're talking about with the Constitution. I would suggest you stay off that topic until you do more research. So going back to it, back that time period, they were not going around in groups saying white power. So you don't have to be in a group saying white power to recognize tribalism, which is the entire point. So you said that if white people did that would be them displaying their tribalism. And my argument would be they don't have to get into a group saying white power to display tribalism. And by your own admission, back then they were not doing that, and they still knew inherently what their tribe was. And that would be the same case today, for one. And for two, DEI is tribalism. DEI is not targeting white people. It's white men specifically. It's targeting minorities. So when you say tribalism, white people can't show tribalism, I would like to know when in this country white people were not allowed to show tribalism, because from World War II till now, there's plenty of examples of this white tribalism you say doesn't exist. Ronnie King was in the 90s. Latasha Harlins was in the 90s. Plenty of other examples that I can't name off the top of my head were in the 90s, in the 2000s. There's plenty of examples of these people of minority communities, especially the black community, being shit on, and the people that shit on them getting defended, being let off for various different reasons. So please explain to us how tribalism hasn't existed since the 50s in the white community.
No, I said it's been systematically crushed and put down upon, and that's, well, I mean, you said they cannot open. You said they can't be openly tribalistic, and
but he's not. Some Nixon, Reagan, both after World War II, well after World War II, and the black community would say that was a white tribalism movement.
You can interpret it. You have to then go ahead and give me evidence of that. The fact is, this is what you're telling me is your interpretation of whether Reagan or Nixon was white. Yeah, lay out the evidence for me of how Reagan was systematically showing white tribalistic tendencies or actions. Well, how is that for just white people?
Reaganomics and the war on drugs admitted that they did it as a program directly targeting black people.
It didn't. Is that what it actually stipulated? Is that what? Was that your interpretation of what it interpolated?
It doesn't really matter whether it specifically says that.
Because no, this is the problem. These are your interpretations of it. They're not the actual law.
If I make something and I know it's going to even though it doesn't have specific words in the legislation or the statute or whatever.
So
if I pass something.
That's not
okay. So if I pass something and I know and it doesn't have specific words in there, but it targets a specific group, then it doesn't matter. Systemic doesn't mean that it specifically says it in the statute. Systemic is how it is applied. So I can make a law that says anybody, let's say, for example, there's a group of people that all of their people, or 98% of them or something like that, are under a income of 30,000. And I say, you know what? Anybody under the income of 30,000 cannot vote or something like that. If it only applies to 98% of those, or that group of people that is 98% are under 30 grand, and it doesn't specifically say it, that's still systematically targeting that group of people without actually specifically saying
I disagree.
That group of people.
I disagree. If a particular, well, it does. Well, it does, because you're interpreting this. This is your interpretation of it. It isn't actual factual evidence.
That's fine.
You're giving me feelings rather than facts.
You saying it ends in World War II is still your interpretation, correct?
What do you mean? Yeah. I mean, I am saying that no. But systematically, if you look at it, every time white people showed any type of tribal grouping, it was crushed upon. It was dropped. It was.
Okay. Every time white Americans,
it was frowned upon.
Hold on. So can
I say this though?
Yes, give examples.
Well, hold on. I see black tribalism.
Okay, Kev, we didn't ask you for your true opinion right now, bro.
Hold on.
No, this cool ass nigga. Come on.
Well, why did he feel the need to come in and say that?
Hold on. Hafiz, what is
because I was about to make a point, but
okay,
go
hold
ahead.
on. Hafiz, what is your example of this? What you're saying?
in regards to white-only spaces. Well, white-only spaces, white-only clubs, white-only restaurants, any white groups. I mean, look at how they systematically destroyed the KKK. These were all white spaces. Whether you no, it's crushed. It has been disbanded, and it has, of course, it is a fraction of what it was. Just because some people call themselves KKK.
Hold on, we gotta be able to break down the nonsense. Are you saying that?
And now he in the UK trying to tell us about the United States. Boy, shut your ass up. You absolutely.
That's not an argument.
Legitimize these idiots.
That is not an argument, ma'am.
And act like you got to prove yourself to them. That's absolutely asinine.
You don't have to prove anything. We're having a debate. It's back and forth, man.
Right, but why would they even debate someone who on another continent and couldn't even make shit work in their own damn homeland and had to go nest up under the white man?
What are you talking about? We are discussing an event. It is a panel show.
Are you not Iranian? Right. And
Absolutely.
You ended up in the UK somehow. That's what I'm talking about. And now you
somehow, no, it was actually quite specific. It wasn't an accident.
Where we're from, sir. Please.
I'm sorry, ma'am. I didn't trip out of a plane onto United Kingdom. It wasn't somehow. It was actually quite specific. We got on a plane with a specific target to land on in British soil.
And so you need to be over there trying to tell Iranians how to make it work in their own homeland so they don't have to do what your family did.
Ma'am, this is a panel show where people give their opinions. I came here to give my opinion. Right. So to say that to come onto a panel show and not give your opinion is asinine. You know that, right?
Somebody like you, right? And or your opinion. That's what I'm saying.
That's fine. That's fine. You don't have to take my opinion seriously. You don't have to, but it is a panel show.
Right. And I'm asking them why they give a fuck about your opinion. I'm not even talking to you, honey. Right. So
they don't have to. Nobody has to give. Why should they give a? Why should they care about your opinion?
Right. I'm talking to them, honey.
She's my people. That's why I give a fuck about.
Ah, there you go. Now the tribal.
Right. Why you think it's not okay for me to say that I'm tribal with her?
No. I'm just saying exactly the same as when white people gave money to that woman because that is her tribe. And they will not allow the black tribe to destroy the white woman from their tribe.
So the problem is that you just talking, right? And you're not actually bringing any facts behind what you are saying. That's the issue that she had with you. You're just saying things, right? And you're confusing people that actually have this BS opinion, because a lot of remedial rhetoric comes from people like you, right? I just say things because other people, when you talk to other people, they just agree. Yeah, they just want to be tribal. But no, history, you cannot actually say anything to substantiate your tribalism. You're just talking.
What do you mean? You can't substantiate it? Of course you can substantiate tribalism. Tribalism has served mankind very well for eternity, since the dawn of man. But you're telling the white people that white people shouldn't support this white woman because she's racist towards your people. Why should they care about your people?
Again, I'm talking to you about certain specific. You moved it to a different conversation that quickly because you cannot actually have a conversation about what we are talking about. And so again, white folks, they've been in their own tribe for a very long time. MAGA is their own tribe, literally.
And that is why that is why the black community is pissed, because the white folks have finally essentially laid down the bricks of guilt that the brown and black people have been putting on their shoulders for decades about how they're racist and how they're colonizers, and now they don't care anymore. They don't care. Their message to your tribe is that if you want to shame and destroy one of white people, if you're going to shame and destroy a white person because they use the word a naughty word you don't like, we will make them a millionaire to put it in your face. You guys are complaining about that.
Then why is this dude carrying water for them?
Hold on.
That's crazy.
I want to say one thing. Sir, they went to go nest up under the white man. That's why he toting water for him. He's so grateful for the white man.
I'm an Uncle Tom, sure. Amazing.
Tom was actually a good guy.
I'm not sure. Am I an Uncle Habib?
All right, okay.
Because I can't be an Uncle Tom.
Yeah, you're Uncle Habibi.
He probably very glad because in Iran they have a bunch of boy harems. They have harems of boys, so he probably glad his family got him up out of there. Otherwise, he'd be riding around in the backseat of some other Iranian man's truck.
That is not an argument, ma'am.
Okay, well, I'm just letting you know.
My thing is being hypocritical.
I think it's crazy for us to talk about tribalism. Like whenever we see black folks all the time, like who be having on like the black man is king t-shirts and like the black like the black woman is God and stuff. But let's just say if there was a white person that had on a shirt that had said that the freaking white man is
Nigga,
king.
every picture
Niggas would be upset. Niggas would be upset.
Nobody
cares at this point. What is he talking about? Nobody cares, fam. Nobody cares.
Yeah, that's
right. Forest fires.
Hold on. Let me open the door.
Kanye West had put on a White Lives Matter shirt and niggas had lost their mind.
Kanye also put on a Black Klans robe and nobody cares.
Hold on. Let's just try to keep it to the
What you saying?
Like this is the problem that y'all keep out. Y'all keep.
That's what I'm saying. We are hypocrites. That is what I'm saying. We can't complain about tribalism.
You are the hypocrite, sir.
Let me get 1 second.
No, I am not a hypocrite. I go right down the middle, straight down the middle. It's wrong.
No, you're not. You white in the middle.
You love yourself.
In the middle.
Kev. Okay, everybody.
Spicy show today.
It's wrong.
That's Steven. That ain't Kev. That's Steven, Sharon. That's Steven.
If a white person do it, it's wrong. If a black person do it, it's wrong.
I know you can't. Thank you. Go ahead, MJ.
Yeah, I just came up here to say that number one, you're not in a neutral, Kev. All right, you are straight. Literally got your cape on for the same fucking community that will fucking roll your ass over, shoot you behind your back, and hang you whenever they give a chance. I don't give a fuck about what they do. Okay, they sit around in their house calling us N-words all the goddamn fucking time.
We do the same thing.
And all that
We
shit
do
like
the
that.
same thing.
Let me finish. So I don't
What you mean?
care.
So your
This is
grandpa never had told you whatever to bring no white person home? Your grandpa never had told you that?
Control yourself. Control.
Don't bring
Learn
no
control.
white person home. Like I don't want no white people inside.
Everybody, hold on.
Learn how to control yourself.
Let me just say.
Learn how to control yourself. You don't know how to control yourself.
Hold on. Let me try
You're
to set
getting
up.
flustered.
Let me set. Look, don't try.
I'm not angry at all.
Hold on. Don't.
You are very angry.
Hold on. Don't try to overtalk so you can get kicked off or anything like that. Right? Let her finish her full statement. Right? Don't try to incite an argument. Listen to what she's saying. Rebuttal what she says instead of just trying to argue. Go ahead, MJ.
So, like I was saying, I don't care what they do. Right? They could do whatever they need to do in the comfort of their home. They do it anyway. They've been doing it. But you will never, ever get approval from me to call me out my name or my child or my family members in front of my face and think that you're not going to deal with consequences. It is what it is. You're not getting a pass for that. So coming up here trying to fucking plead the deal as into why you get to say something disrespectful to me and I should be okay with it is not going to work. I don't give a fuck about your gaslighting. You can say whatever the fuck you want to say in your house, but you say that shit in front of my fucking face or you say that to my motherfucking child, I'm gonna flip your fucking wig back and your fucking family. And that's just on that. Period.
All right. So I never said that it was okay for her to call this child the N-word. That was completely wrong. And on top of that, I was not justifying anything. Like I don't justify that type of stuff. I don't like racist behavior. I don't care where it comes from. I don't like that type of stuff.
You are actually justifying it because you're saying
Why does it matter who I am married to? Why does it even matter? Why does that even matter? If niggas are married to yes, he is married to a white woman.
You don't think that you're justifying it, you are. Because you
no, I'm not. But go ahead.
Look at him. He don't even like himself.
You're literally saying you're justifying that it's okay for them to do it because you said that you've seen a couple of black people do it, and this is why you feel that it's justified for them to do it too. So you
I was calling out
justifying
our hypocrisy. I was not saying that it is okay. I was calling out our hypocrisy whenever it comes to tribalism. How do we always do it? But then whenever somebody else does it,
on the other side too, though.
From where?
This is a group. This is a group who have always moved for themselves first, and everybody has to take the back burner, and everybody has to suffer. Oh well, as long as they're okay. So now when black people do for what they do for themselves, now all of a sudden, how dare you do for yourself when you quote unquote been asking white people not to do for themselves? Isn't that funny?
No, man. Go ahead, man. Y'all got it. Y'all got it.
This is crazy to me. So you want to say that the white people are doing the proper thing by propping up somebody that is disgusting, somebody that you don't even agree with the actions.
We do the same thing. Hold on, Sharon. Listen.
Before you go into we do the same thing. All right. Before you go into we do the same thing, are you saying that you want to back them? For
no.
Behavior? Because
no. That is not what I'm saying.
Without including us in it, why are you backing this lady?
I am not backing this lady. Yo, this lady is a piece of shit. Like, she should not have called a child the N-word. And that is what everybody is starting to think, like, that I am okay with this. I am not okay with this. But what I'm saying is this, though. We do a lot of the same things that they do. And then we end up getting upset about it. And it's like, hold on, wait. Just like, fair is fair, right? Like, we can't be hypocrites, like, whenever it comes to this.
Okay, so
this shit crazy.
All right, so are we hanging white people by trees?
When's the last time that something like that happened?
Yes,
Yo, what's my man that got drug in Texas?
No, we are not. Are you talking about in Alabama? That was never proven that was a white person. But go ahead.
Hold on, Jesus. 2 years ago it happened. 2 years ago. Okay.
Okay.
So it's not something.
So that was one in the last 100 years.
Hold on, please. Do not move the goalposts. Right when I'm able to give you an answer, don't just say, "Oh, okay, that's just one." I'm giving you one because you asked for one. You said, "When was the last time?" The last time was 2 years ago. So they still doing it today.
Can I get the name for that so I can check?
This is not something that is from 70 years ago. Even if it is only from 70 years ago, that's one grandmother.
That's a fact.
Let's not act like this is just something that's so far ago. Okay, so that's number one. So when have we, in the past 10 years, been lynching them and hanging them in trees? Go ahead.
Never.
Okay, all right then. So now, when have we created a terrorist group and infiltrated the goddamn law enforcement and go to their neighborhoods and pinpoint them and pull them over and delete them in the streets? When have that happened?
Never.
So again, and we could keep going down the line, right? At least you're being honest at this moment. So I appreciate it. So I'm not going to keep chasing down the line. So we understand what the history is. So we cannot go and say we are being hypocritical, because we've been faced with something, and now that we're saying, hey, you're not allowed to talk to us this way. This is the whole purpose of the civil rights in the first place. We want to be treated civil. Why is it a problem? Why are you not on the same side as the people that want to be treated civil?
I am whenever we are in the right.
And so, okay, so who's in
this instance?
Okay, I'm
this instance or whatever. So now, like we right, like
I'm going to accept that. So now, in this situation, who's in the right?
We are.
Therefore,
anybody who disagrees with that woman calling this child a N-word is right.
This is my last question.
All right.
So if we are in the right, why even argue for the other side, for the wrong?
Because I just get tired of hearing these conversations about us talking about tribalism, like whenever we do the same things. We do the exact same things.
Okay, so do you drink?
No.
You smoke?
Nope, nothing.
All right, that's good. So,
you still eat though.
That's a fact. That's a fact.
That's crazy.
So what I was?
Hey, I'm down 20 pounds by the way, ever since January. But go ahead.
That's awesome.
Congratulations. Walk 15 minutes that way, and then walk 15 minutes the next other way.
Classes
yeah, I'm going to the gym in just a little bit. Matter of fact. Dang, my internet messing up. Is that me?
No, Sharon froze up.
Okay, so you're not gonna allow your children to just keep doing bad things because I did it. No, you're gonna correct it. So when we are correcting something, we're saying, hey, you are not able to treat us this way no more. You should be on that side of the things. You should not even attempt to argue the wrong things that they are doing because it doesn't make sense. It's not how we're going to move it forward. Because when
so
they
if I hear some BS, I'm not supposed to call it out.
But you got to wait for it. So no, you're supposed to call out the BS. This right here, you agree that it's not BS because you are on the side of us, but yet you arguing the reverse. So this is not the time for you to say this is BS. This is the time to say, hey, white bitch, you are wrong. You are not a lady.
Yo.
Because that's how gaslighting works, though, right?
Nah,
that's how
I wanna know who
gaslighting
these
works,
niggas is,
Sharon.
man.
It's knowing that this particular situation, you can call out the right and the wrong in it, but then to bring up other situations that doesn't have anything to do with it and correlate it as this is the reason why we cannot just say what is right and what is wrong in this incident. That's what gaslighting is, and you let raggedy ass fucking people that come up and gaslight you 24/7 on your goddamn fucking panel, and it's sickening. I don't give a fuck about any of these motherfuckers' feelings. I said what the fuck I said. You go ahead and play around and call me a motherfucking N-word or call my child a fucking N-word, and I'm gonna light your fucking ass up. And if I have to have consequences of that, so be it. But you and your family can get it too. You will never get a fucking pass to say anything like that to me. That's my fucking standard. I don't give a fuck about anybody else's fucking standard. And if they want to big up and kudos the worth of them, a woman who has a child who is at a fucking playground that will call another child the same age as hers, around the same age as hers, a fucking horrible, disgusting name like that, and pay her almost $1 million for it, that just shows that that's what they fucking alike, and that's what they agree with. They'll big up someone as horrible and evil as that bitch. That's who they want to give money to. That shows their character. That is nothing to explain on mine or my fucking community. So you got me all the way fucked up. Let them do it. Let them give the worst of them fucking millions of dollars.
Just like George Floyd.
I get the best of us $1 million. Fuck out of
Easy, how fast? you tweaking.
Her saying that she's going to lick somebody's ass up.
Hold on.
Oh, he just want attention.
Yeah, that's what you see him up there grinning. That's why I was like, don't even legitimize an idiot like him who from damn Iran, where they traffic young boys and ran his ass over to the UK. So
the fact is that the black community rewards the worst of its worst all the time. You raise hundreds of thousands of dollars for murderers, for fentanyl addicts, for people who put guns in pregnant women's stomach. You raise millions of dollars for the filth of your community, but suddenly this white woman doesn't deserve it.
Hey, listen, we cannot hear. Hold on.
Murderers
again,
They not letting you in, fam. They not letting you in.
Hold on.
They don't like you either.
So here's the problem. When you say things like that and they are not truthful, I don't understand why you continue to say these things.
So you didn't raise millions for George Floyd. George Floyd didn't raise $14 million.
Are you crazy?
Hold on.
Is this dude crazy?
Hold on, because this is important because there's other people that believe this shit, right? They was able to convince Kevaz that he was on the right side of things, and just now he realized, hey, maybe I am fighting the wrong fight. So other people need to understand that, especially our black men, because clearly they are heavily influenced by people that look like Hafiz because they are able to communicate bullshit, right? So I don't know if you want to backtrack, but you said you understood that this is not the time to be fighting for them, right? You said you are on the wrong side, right? That's what you said not too long ago. I don't want to put words in. You said, you know what? You said, you know what, you're right, she's wrong, and so I should not be defending them. That's what you said.
I always have said that she was in the wrong. Like, I never said that was okay. But at the same time, I'm saying
ain't no same time.
Okay.
Please.
Here we go.
You cannot be double-minded. It's either she's wrong and you are not on the side of wrong. If you're on the side of right, you need to argue for the side of right. When it's bullshit, when it's actually bullshit, then that's when you could buck up and you can have all of your Hafiz rhetoric that you want to have. But as of right now, he's in the wrong, right? So he's also in the wrong by bringing up George Floyd because George Floyd didn't murder nobody, right? That's number one. Number two, that man was deleted in the street. It doesn't matter if he's a criminal or not. He does not deserve to be deleted in the street. So again, he's conflating the wrong.
But George Floyd was a better character than Shiloh Hendrix, right? George Floyd was a better person than Shiloh Hendrix, right?
What is you talking about?
Or Carmela. Carmela is such a stand-up young boy, huh? Deserves $500,000 for stabbing another boy in the chest. Such upstanding people. Such upstanding people. These people deserve millions.
Hold on. So you believe that criminals, right? They should be killed in the street by police without due process?
I don't think he was killed in the streets by the police. The fact is that he took so much fentanyl, he would have been dead at the end of that night, as the coroner testified. Yes, it is.
Hafiz, I'm asking you a very direct question. Do you believe criminals should be killed on the street without due process? Yes or no?
Depending on what the criminal situation is. If the criminal is about to kill a police officer, yeah, he's committed
that's
suicide.
Fine. We're not talking about that situation, right? That's fine that you try to move the goal.
So who are you trying to wait? But you made a general statement, and then you want me to give you a specific answer?
Okay, hold on. So yes, I made a general. You try to turn it into a specific thing, right? So again.
No, I gave you general.
No, you did not. So again,
yes, yeah, because you gave me a general, and I gave you a general.
Hold on. I need us to break down idiocracy.
Depending on what the criminal does, he may or may not lose his life.
Hold on, please. We gotta understand that people that are stupid, they are making points, and other people believe them as well. So again, if somebody steals something, is that a criminal?
Yes.
Okay, so therefore,
Sharon,
right, what the fuck?
Oh, my bad.
Therefore, we know in general what a criminal is. A criminal is not somebody that's trying to kill a police officer, so to speak, right? So
that is also a criminal. No, that is also a criminal. A person who's trying to kill a police officer is also a criminal. So you have to be specific, sir. Be specific about the crime.
Let them finish.
Because hold on, what the fuck is wrong with y'all? Again. A criminal in the street, do you think he should be deleted in the street without due process? Yes or no?
Depending on the crime they're committing. Maybe. Sometimes yes, sometimes no.
So this is why you are dumb, right? Because I'm
no, because you're not being specific, sir.
I don't have to be specific. Right?
Yes, you do.
In general, right? In general, so you don't have to go to a minority.
Well, I'm telling you, in general, some criminals may die in the streets and some criminals may not.
I need you to understand and have comprehension skills, right? Because when you're going to be specific, that means you're talking about something small. You're talking about something that's not general. You understand that, correct?
Well, I'm giving you the general answer to the general question you're asking.
Can you please listen to what I'm saying? If you go specific, does that mean that we are not talking about general anymore? Yes or no?
I'm not giving you a specific. I'm trying to answer you the way you want it to be answered. You said you want to ask, should a criminal die in the streets without due process? And I'm telling you, sometimes they do, sometimes they don't.
Why you cannot answer a question? I've asked you a very specific question.
Because
right?
your question isn't actually what answer do you? Because your question is not a yes and no answer, sir. You're asking a question, expecting a yes and no answer to a question that is not yes and no.
Is the yes or no question going to hurt you?
Because your question isn't a yes or no question. Ask me a yes or no question, and I will give you a yes or no question answer.
So again, I'm asking you another question, right?
Okay, go ahead.
Answering a yes or no going to hurt you?
Depending on what the question is.
So words can hurt you?
No, they can't hurt me. They can put they can misconstrue my argument.
No, so I'm trying to get you to stand aside. See, this is how we know that you are disingenuous, right? So
I'm not being disingenuous. You're saying, can they hurt me? Okay, what do you define hurt then? How do you mean by hurt?
Okay, so now we know when you are trying to be literal in every single word, you do not want to have a conversation.
I'm trying to, but you're saying, can it hurt me? And when I tell you, I don't know, it might do, it might not.
I understand. I want people to recognize men like you. because there's a lot of you out there in the world, right?
People who ask
therefore,
questions.
So therefore, when we say criminal, we know in general what a criminal is. In general, a criminal is not a person that is deleting people. That's not the general criminality of things, right? It's a big plethora of things that's considered a criminal. So now that we understand in general what a criminal is, somebody that is a criminal. It don't have to be specific as deleting somebody, a serial deleter. It don't have to be that. So this way you could take it off the minority of crimes. We talking about in general. In general, do you think criminals need to be killed in the street without due process? Yes or no?
That is not a yes or no answer question.
Okay.
You ask me a yes or no question, I'll give you a yes or no. That is not a yes or no question.
Hold on, that's fine. Kev Stutters, do you agree that is not a yes or no question? Yes or no?
Bro, I was over here reading the chat. My
I understand. So me asking a question about criminals.
Can I clarify?
No.
A criminal can be a pickpocket, or it can be a person with a knife stabbing someone in the neck. They're both criminals.
It's a simple question. It's a simple question.
Hold on.
Answer me the question, Sharon.
In general, do you think criminals should be killed in the street without due process? Yes or no?
Depending on what that criminal is doing.
See, it kind of depends. Like, so, okay,
yes
wait.
or no?
That's not a yes or no question. I'm kind of with Hafiz.
Okay, hold on.
That's
Hold on.
Give an example.
Hold on. I don't want an example.
Right.
But
hold on. What is
Okay.
wrong about in general?
He said in general.
In general.
In general. My fault. No, they should not. Like, if somebody has stole like a piece of gum or something, no, they don't deserve it.
No, he just said in general.
Okay, fine.
Okay.
No, because you see, Kev, you just went to a specific. You didn't actually do a general. You went to a specific piece of gum. Piece of gum is a specific crime. Stealing is a specific crime. It's not a general crime.
Wait. Yes, it is tyranny.
No, because it's very important that we understand who are the stupid people.
That's not stupid.
Yes,
If somebody deletes like
hold on,
10
let me
people,
explain to you why.
If you're in the middle of stabbing a woman in the neck, should a police officer kill you? Yes. You don't need due process.
Respect his panel.
This is crazy.
So again, if you want to go to that very specific situation of stabbing somebody and then threaten an officer with a weapon, nobody's going to disagree with
But
that.
you're still a criminal. You haven't changed. You haven't moved out of the category of criminal. That is a criminal.
Okay, hold on. Okay, I'm glad that you said that. So this way we can prove how stupid he is, Kev. Is that specific or is that general?
But what is but that's what I'm saying. Your question is not a general question. Your question is not a yes and no question.
He said it general though. In general.
What is general then? What is considered the general crime?
Hold on.
In general, most people are out here committing violent crimes. Like, it's really petty stuff.
So again, Kev, when he said somebody stabbing somebody, is that specific or is that general?
Specific.
Thank you. So now,
But when you said stealing a gum, is that general or specific?
Okay, so now,
specific.
So now, Kev, is this man Hafiz being disingenuous or he's being stupid?
I think he's kind of being disingenuous on this part. I mean, just like in general tells like the whole thing, because I didn't hear it at first. I just heard, do they deserve this? And I was like, but in general, no.
Okay, hold on, please. All right, so now we understand that Hafiz is not being genuine with the conversation. This is why people like him, when you listen to people like him, he do not mean anything good for you. He wants you to believe like how he believes. This is how, and they try to trick you by.
No, I want people to actually have logic and reason, but it's clear that you guys are lacking that particular ability.
There's no logic and reason in the white race.
And you are displaying that you don't have no logic when I'm.
No, you don't seem to have any logic and reason. You ask a question that is very open-ended, but you want a yes or no answer to an open-ended subject matter. You can't have that.
In general.
The problem is,
yeah, what is in general to you? You have to now define to me what you consider in general. Okay, let's
hold on.
No, the fact is, I'm not the one asking that question. The person who's asking the question has to define what they are saying. What is in general to you?
He talks too goddamn much.
Why do you think
That's
that
because
helps?
you don't understand the subject and the
I don't
reasoning behind it.
understand general.
That doesn't mean no. This is the problem.
Oh my God. I need y'all to stop interrupting. It doesn't help when somebody else is talking. I'm trying to get control, and then you think you are actually helping me by over talking me as well. It doesn't work. So, Hafiz, do you not understand the definition of the word general? Is that your problem? Unmute yourself.
No, I don't think you understand the definition of the word general. So I tell you what, if I don't,
hold on, I'm asking you questions.
Okay, you give me your definition.
No, I'm asking you a question. Why are you not answering the question? Do you understand the definition of the word in general?
I need your definition of the word general.
Why do you need my definition?
Because I don't think I understand your understanding of the word general. So if I understand what you mean by it, then maybe we can be on equal ground, on the same terms. So if I understand it, because what I'm thinking as general and what you're thinking as general may be two different things.
And this is how we know that your intelligence is not up to par, right? Because I'm asking you, right? I said you, Hafiz, in general. So that means I'm going by your definition of general.
Okay, and my definition is in. But when I give you my answer, you don't agree with it.
But therefore, it shows your intelligence is not up to par.
Yeah. No, Sharon. What you don't seem to understand is when you ask me what I mean by.
Hold on one second. You have to listen, please, so we can have a conversation. If you
be right back, Sharon.
Answer questions and be honest about it. Then we know you ain't here to have a question. So, and it is okay. You're not here to actually have a conversation. You're here to just spew out your rhetoric. That's the problem.
No, the fact is that you don't understand when you ask me, when I ask you.
I will get to you a second. Hold on. Just so this way we can have a conversation. I don't want to have an argument with you because I already proved you.
I have no intelligence. No.
Hey, just give me a second.
You just have to prove that you know what you're talking about.
You can't give me a second. Give me a second. I got you. We'll get back into it. Me and you will have our conversation again, but I want us to calm down so we can actually have a back and forth instead of trying to dealing with literal words. Okay. Go ahead, Tyranny.
Hey, what's up? What's up?
What's up? The taste
Black
out of your
Power.
mouth? I'd like to see you try it.
It says, "Bob Boyhead Tyranny." God damn.
Cold-blooded.
That was. I don't know why they don't like you, Tyranny, but somebody pissed off at you right now, Tyranny. So they kicked Tyranny. So
damn.
So again, all right. So now we agree. So now you want me to make things very specific, right? That's fine because you don't understand the word in general. So now specifically, do you believe that somebody that is high on drugs, right, that is handcuffed, that poses no danger to nobody physically, should be deleted in the street without due process? Yes or no?
In that specific example, no. I feel that yes, they should have due process. They shouldn't be killed.
So that's why when you bring up George Floyd as your argument, it falls on deaf.
But that George Floyd doesn't fall under that category.
So was he
George Floyd was going to die because of the fentanyl in his system. He did not die because of a police officer killing him. So George Floyd was not killed.
Hold on.
He didn't die from the police officer killing him. He died from
he died from fentanyl poisoning. Exactly. He died from fentanyl poisoning. He did not die by a police officer's knee on his neck.
Okay, that's fine. Okay, that's fine. You said that he didn't die from suffocation. That's fine.
Right.
He didn't die from suffocation. What do that have to do with this case?
Which one? This case of the woman?
Yes.
No. I pointed out the reason I pointed out George Floyd was that the black community seems to reward the scum of their society rather well, but yet when the white community rewards the scum of their society, there's outrage from the black community. You can't complain when you fund your own murderers and your own drug dealers.
I need you to hold on, not just say nonsense.
Ooh, that dude getting excited too.
So hold on. What I'm saying is this: how did we support George Floyd, or did we support his family and
his daughter?
Wait, can I say something, Sharon? Because this is what I was talking about with y'all legitimizing anything that he says, right? So he's saying that we bankroll and lift up our worst people. This is a man from a culture where they practice honor killings. Right? And so they lift those people up. So the idea of you sitting here and even trying to negotiate that conversation with someone from a culture where they practice honor killings. They kill women because they won't marry who they want to marry them off to, or because they want to go to school, or all these different things. This is the man you talking to and trying to come to some type of agreement or, trade points with. Are you crazy? That's crazy.
So here's the thing. So I'm not actually really talking to Hafiz. I'm using it as a conduit because a lot of idiot people use the same talking points as he does.
Right, but you got to present. Okay, if we're doing that with our criminals, then aren't you doing that with your criminals in your culture?
Sorry, ma'am, are you talking to me? I don't remember any honor killing sort of member of a family or anyone that honor killed anyone.
They had a high last year.
Miss Diva, has anyone raised £1 million from the Muslim or the Arab community or the Iranian community for honor killing? Could you point to me? Could you give me an example? Could you give me an example of who has raised money for someone who's honor killed their child?
And stay out of prison, right? They aren't.
Oh no, they don't stay out of prison. No, they go to prison. Yes, they go to prison in the Middle East, and they go to prison in Britain too. Okay, give me evidence. Give me evidence, ma'am. Please give me evidence of someone honor killing and is free.
But if they doing it as much as they doing it, it's
give me. The culture okay, now you need to present your evidence, ma'am.
Okay. You stay right there, baby.
Where's your evidence? By all means.
Called you baby. This gonna be bad. That's gonna be bad.
Hold on.
By all means.
Iran's epidemic of honor killings. One woman killed every 2 days. Nigga,
and are they? And who's gone free? No. You said they go free. You said they don't get punished. Who's gone free?
This is per your own government.
And who's been let? No. We're not discussing whether honor killings happen. Well, I'm asking you who then goes? Who has not been put in prison for honor killing? Who has gone free? Okay, I'm sure you have evidence for that.
Right.
So hold on. So let me
go ahead. Present your evidence.
You want her to prove that somebody did something criminal and escaped?
No, I want her to prove that someone who committed an honor killing has simply gone free.
All right.
Because she claims that we let our people who make honor killings just walk free.
You do.
Well, then give me the evidence for that, ma'am. I would happily see that evidence.
I'm giving it to you. That's why there's an entire NGO, right, called Stop Femicide Iran. They specified Iran, right? It ain't the whole Middle East, it's Iran, right? And so they talk about how the majority of those honor killings are excused, and if they're excused, that means nobody's being prosecuted for it as honor killings or family disputes.
Can I see the evidence?
Oh my God!
How is it that you're not actually presenting evidence? You're just saying things.
I just told you where.
Where's the link? Post the link in the side chat. I will happily look at your link. Yeah. By all means, give me the link. Give me evidence. It's called presenting evidence. Not I will say things.
Hold on. So let me get this straight.
Everything you done said about black people, and then I'm gonna put my links in the back. So you put your links in the back. I'll put my links in the back.
Happily, I will put the link for George Floyd and how much money he's raised, Carmela and how much money he's raised, and all the various other criminals that the black community has raised money for. Absolutely.
Now he's just making up stuff.
Shall I post links for the money that these people have raised?
How much of that came from white folks?
That doesn't mean anything, right? The boy is going through the process. He's innocent until they convict him of it, and so we're raising money for an innocent person. Next.
You're right. He's an innocent man until proven guilty, although he did have the knife in his hand when he plunged it into the heart of the boy.
Iran, baby,
but of course, we could all be wrong.
This is not Iran where you get to kill people just because you want to. We have a due process. We have a court system.
Absolutely. And I think he should absolutely be put through that.
Right. And so until the court system goes through the process and he is found guilty, he's an
He's
innocent
a
man. So now
presumed innocent.
post
Yep.
the links in the back about all the stuff you said about George Floyd and all the other garbage you've been talking about with what black people need to do and what we do and all that other stuff.
I'm sorry, man. Where are the links?
Links in the back about all the how y'all kill women for no reason.
And so we just want I don't know why you fighting so hard for being disingenuous. This is kind of weird for me. And so that means this is why you are doing it on purpose. This is why I'm saying you're stupid, right? Because you are being like this on purpose, right? Because to be stupid, you got to do it on purpose. Right? Because I hope that you're not dumb. But stupid means that you're doing it on purpose, right?
Look, Sharon, ad hominems don't actually make an argument. That is not an argument, sir. Calling people stupid is not an argument. Make an argument. If you're intelligent enough, you should be able to present your case in an argument, not, oh, he's just stupid. You might as well just be divine.
Right, so I'm giving you an observation. This is not me calling you stupid is not an argument.
It's an ad hominem, sir. It's an ad hominem.
It's not.
And thus it is not. Of course it's an ad hominem. Calling someone stupid is an ad hominem. It's not an argument, and it's not a point of debate.
Right,
so I can just simply ignore what you're saying.
Hold on, please. Hold on. I thought your whole argument is that people can say whatever they want to say.
Oh no, you can say it. I didn't say you
then.
can't say it. I'm just pointing out that it is not an argument. You're not making an argument. You're simply making ad hominems, and thus I have no recourse to actually reply to these things. These are beneath me.
So again, I didn't just see how you just lost the argument that easily, and so the conversation is over, right? So just like how you want her to have freedom.
It's not losing or winning. You didn't make an argument. You made an ad hominem, and then you say you lose an argument. How can you lose an argument to an ad hominem?
How you're losing an argument.
Make an argument, then we will see if you actually lose that argument.
Okay, because you are not able to substantiate anything that you are saying.
That there are no fundraisers. I just posted a link for the fundraiser for Carmela Anthony,
right, okay,
and I'm about to post another link for the fundraiser for George Floyd.
This man sound like Austin Powers.
Slow down. So therefore,
baby.
What is the reason? So are you saying that Carmelo Anthony is the worst of our community?
Well, he's an unproven but to be proven murderer in your community. Yes, someone who literally killed another person, and he is he's worthy of $500,000. But a woman who simply used a racial slur isn't worthy of it.
Okay, so now do you say the same thing? About,
Yeah, he's worse. He's the worst of your community. Yes, sir.
Okay,
Carmela Anthony is. So is George Floyd. These are the scums of your society.
You just want to talk, or you? I said okay. So now, do you say the same thing about George Zimmerman? Is he the worst of his community?
George Zimmerman defended himself, wasn't he? Actually, his case was proven that he was defending himself. He has been proven an innocent man in court for defending him.
Hold on. Let me do this.
I'm sorry. Who raised money for? Who was?
Let me do this. I ain't finna do this shit.
Where was Zimmerman's GoFundMe?
Did this nigga say what?
And so, and this is how you win an argument, right? and I just wanted to prove it in real time, right? That's how intelligent he is. He didn't even realize that he was getting baited in to lose his own argument that quickly.
There is no losing. George Zimmerman was proven innocent
because your logic is not holding.
Yeah,
up.
you lost on that one, Hafez. You did.
Wait, no. What?
So the problem is that even though you don't even want to admit that your logic can't hold up. Right.
What do you mean my logic can't hold up?
Right, because man. You just
What was?
It's okay.
What's inconsistent?
It's okay.
You're
not understanding, and this is when now you also proving my argument that you might be stupid.
Again, that is not
and that is not an insult.
An ad hominem.
It's not a ad hominem. No, it's not.
Yes.
Because you are proving it in real time. This is the issue that you.
An ad hominem is not an.
You said Carmelo Anthony had a knife in his hand, like Kyle Rittenhouse didn't have that gun in his hand on camera. See, what the deal is that we have a litany of cases where whites were able to garner money, do all kinds of heinous things. They can go to the Capitol. If you want to talk about BLM, we got to talk about the Capitol rioters that could urinate and defecate and threaten Congress people and then get acquitted. Right, that's white power, right? So the issue is, and this is where you are concretely incorrect, and you will be shut down, right? It's because When it's the black man's turn, you get your panties in a bunch. Right or wrong, we have the right to defend ourselves in court like Zimmerman did. So that's where you lost the argument. You said, well, he just defended himself. Well, that's what we're trying to find out for young Mr. Carmelo Anthony. We're trying to do what you do. When we do what you do, you're a racist. You won't let me get into Sylvia's restaurant. That's what you're trying to do. See me when you get the German shepherds, when you get the water hoses, when you get strung up, all that litany. When you see me, when that happens to you, I rest my case. You ain't coming here right now. You done. You cooked. You washed. Enough said.
Sharon, are you Nigerian? I just tried to send you something. It said, hold on, this might be a scam. We got to review this.
Scam likely, goddamn.
They want to be a racist. I want the right to be a racist. That's what we see here right now.
That's why I said they jealous, fam. Yeah, they jealous.
Oh shit! It says scam likely. And
he talks about intelligence.
Hold on. So Chicago Rilla, if it would say scam for sure.
No. It just put it under review. But I said, hey, is my guy Nigerian?
If it was me, it would say scam for sure.
Shout out to Brooklyn, y'all some shiesty motherfuckers.
And also, we're gonna. So we also I have a new channel that I'm attempting to grow as well. So click that link.
Oh, that's why you going live over there. I was like, what? Hey, what are you doing? Okay.
So we are all going over there. That's the link right there. We're gonna continue the conversation. We're gonna keep on cooking Hafiz. I don't know why he's playing stupid today. He is playing stupid today and he's doing. And the reason why I'm using the word stupid because it's on purpose. I don't think that he's a dumb person. I think he is being stupid on purpose. I don't know why.
One quick thing.